Alrighty then. Männer Friga'S Mayor. On this Friday, may it be a good Friday. And shout out to Mad Shad. And brother, I just jumped out of your live stream just so as you know. So everything's clear and good. Anybody who is feeling like they want to, go ahead and share it out to your little communities or whatever you want to for the next God knows how many hours. This is the Freedom Forum, ladies and gentlemen. Drop your cocks and grab your glocks. We got some freaking doing to do. Freedom! Buddy, what's up, brother? Grant, good to see y'all. Welcome to the Freedom Forum. I decided to just say fuck it because I spent all day long busting my ass and dealing with other people's fucking problems. So right now, I'm going to have a beer. I'm going to sit right here, and everybody else can fuck off or be queer. Just a joke, but you know. Flying Ryan. There's a name I haven't seen before. Good to see you. Nice to meet you. So, yeah, today has been a whirlwind of shit and working my ass off. In case you didn't notice, I have been going at it so fucking hard. Man, my calluses have calluses. I moved all that shit by myself. All that shit by myself. All that shit by myself. And just, yeah, fuck it. I earned a beer. So, I'm going to sit right here and have another beer. Oh, Flying Ryan, was it Mad Shads? Well, welcome, brother. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As always, this is the Freedom Forum. There are only 2 rules and 2 rules only. Do not be bullying people in the panel or the chat. Do not be porn bombing. That's the only fucking things I ask. And I ask that you adhere to them. And that is it. Everything else goes. You can call me an asshole all you want. I'm going to have to see your face, crazy back. Nothing personal. Like I said, open panel. Anybody's allowed and welcome up here, but there, like I said, there are a few things. All right, by all means, come on up.
What's up?
What's up, brother?
You want to make another drink?
Oh, that's good for you.
Hard as. Cutting down a tree for my neighbor. Fucking wore out. It's been a hot ass day.
That it has been. That it has been.
Good thing I'm working beside my house, so I don't have to travel too hard to fucking stop. No boss tell me what to do. Yeah, the best thing.
Yeah, that's when you know you got it good. Because if you got to drive to work, then it's a pain in the ass. And if you got to deal with a boss, it's even more so.
No, my neighbors had a tree that they parked their vehicle under. It's maybe 6 foot away from my house, and they've always fucking dropping sticky shit on my garden, fucking sticky shit on my tomatoes. They wanted the tree gone. I wanted the tree gone. So I took my scaffolding around there and my pole saw and my chainsaw and started working at it. Uh, works out for both of us. I get the firewood.
That's
Oh,
the way to kick ass, brother. That's the way to kick ass. Ghost Lincoln, brother. You're more than welcome to come up on my stream. I just have to see your face first. Otherwise, you can't come up here. You can turn off your camera if you want. All right. You're good. If you want to turn off your camera, go ahead now. If not, I'm gonna bring you up. All right. Welcome to, brother. Welcome to.
Good to be here. The phone.
See, this is the way that I envision this. Everybody have fun, have a beer. I don't care. Eat some mushrooms, smoke some weed, goof up, have a good time. It's a party.
I'm a little wore out to party, but I'm still going to drink.
Yeah, pretty much.
TGIF, motherfuckers. Go ahead and wrap that into the old carry along. I went and I got a whole lot of shit done today. Thanks in large part to my mama coming up here and deciding that, okay, no, you've earned it. Here. And here's your birthday present. And here's some more stuff. Oh, and here's for fixing up my place. And here's the materials you need in order to fix up my place. Like all of a sudden a dump truck came in and you're just standing there. Right. Okay. Let her back. No, don't dump it yet.
I can't complain about my parent having me do stuff for him because hell, he helps me out more than anybody.
Yeah, likewise.
Because you'll miss.
My mama brought me into this world, man. I consider that to be a godsend. So,
Yeah, when you're younger, you don't think about that shit, and then when it's gone, you go, "Fuck, I was stuck so." And then and you gotta think about that every once in a while when you're having that thought about them and stuff around the holidays, and you miss them. Yeah, could have been a parent or a better son or daughter.
Yeah, it never goes away. It never does. My mother and my father both passed, and a baby sister, and it never goes away. It never goes away.
Yeah, my mom passed away in 2006, right after my daughter was born. She got to hold her for a while, and then car accident, heart attack, car accident, and but I'm sure she's still looking down, watching her granddaughter, and
Guarantee it.
so right quick, y'all, just let me get this done out. Heathen, Mad Shad, Eric, good to see y'all. Rip Curl, yes, thank you for coming by. Feel free to come up if you want. I can handle up to 10 people up on panel. Just, like I said, don't be bullying nobody. Don't be porn bombing anybody. We don't want to see your dick.
Oh, sorry.
oh hell, I'm out now. Oh,
It's the second language, and I got to watch that on YouTube.
I really don't give a fuck what you say. You can say whatever you want. Just,
where you from?
Huh?
Kentucky right now. So where's everybody from? Louisville, Kentucky.
All right.
Akron,
I
Ohio.
am from Vernonia, Oregon at the moment.
Oregon. A little cooler up there or hot?
Oh, no, man. You spend more than like 3 seconds sitting inside of a truck with no windows up. With them windows up, your balls are already cooking. Just a second.
Yeah, everybody's complaining about the heat, and I was like, well, fuck, it's July. It's fucking summertime. I said, hell, when I was a kid, we weren't allowed in the house. They had to drink out of garden hose. Kids nowadays will freak out.
I miss those days. I still do it.
Oh, yeah. I let the water hose run out now, though. Right off the top.
Sorry
We
about
buy the
that.
that are drinking water safe. They don't have all that crap in it, but still, it's like you let that sit until it gets cold. You take a drink. It's like, yep, there it is.
Yeah, I seen on something I was watching, and Costco has for them life straws. It's not the minis, but they got 4 of them on sale for $19 or something. I think it has the bag with it. I need to get on the prepper channels and let them know that Costco's having them on sale. I don't know if you can buy them off their website or what, but I just seen it like 4 fucking life straws. I don't know what like most life straws last forever, on the amount of water can run through them. That's like 4 of them for $20. It was $19.95, so it's like I need to get on like Alaska Prepper and everybody else and let them know. It's like, hell, Costco's having a hell of a sale going on right now.
Well,
Now,
I do have to go over something real quick about the life straws that I found out. If you don't blow them out,
yeah,
that's it. They're done.
Yeah.
That's it. They're done. You can't use them again because the bacterial and the stuff will start to eat out the inside of them.
They never dry out.
You're
They
supposed to blow them out. The opposite direction is you suck them in. You're supposed to blow them out.
Yeah, nobody ever does that. So they just love
but yeah, I never think about it because I got like a Brita pitcher at the house, that I use, with the rotary filter, and I don't even think about that because it's always submerged in the water. So
yeah. Well, you don't really think about it, and it's not really that big of a deal if you constantly got water running through it, because what it's doing is it's pushing pressure against it, and that pressure keeps the bacterial load low. But when you let it sit, like you like a life straw, for instance, and what it's basically meant for is you suck up dirty water and it gives you clean, drinkable water with no pathogens. The thing is that it says in the instructions, when you are finished, blow through the straw.
Yep.
Nobody does it.
See, I have what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10 fish at the same time. So water filtration and bacteria is something I deal with every day with my fish tanks. It's like I watch as the filters grow, and it's like people are drinking out of these filters. It's like, you got to clean those, right?
yeah, I didn't think nothing about that either because I used to have a bunch of fish tanks and stuff like that. And I always had to clean the charcoals and wash them out and do all the rinsing, all the filters and all the charcoal filters and with it. Yeah, I didn't think nothing about that either because I ain't took mine out and experimented with them yet. Usually I pack my own water in.
I was weird when I was raised because when I was raised it was a whole different system. You just put the fish in there, you put a bubbler, and it was done. But as I started to grow, and I'm into about over 3,000 gallons of fish tank water, it's like I'm looking at these tanks going, I wouldn't drink out of that. Right?
Yeah.
But then I started working with like plants and things of that nature. It's like every one of my fish tanks, except for one, which I grow algae in for food, I would drink out of them, and I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah, because you keep on changing out the filter material, your filters, and the pump every now and then because it just needs it, and the aerator because if you don't, those things burn out. I mean,
yeah,
I've already been through. I think I'm pretty much gone through the one aerator I got. That thing fell down into the pond. I pulled it out, dried it out, but
yeah, them stones. A friend of mine started showing me how to make them out of like volcanic rock, pumice stone.
Yeah,
that you literally put in your barbecue grill. And I'm watching, and I'm looking at him watch. He's making these things, and I'm like,
put them in a bag. If you got like an outside pond, that's what my Asian neighbors did. That outside pond with koi, and they would filter the water come through, and it would run through or the rock from volcanoes, and run through it and filter it, and then you basically have to take it out and spray it off and clean it out and flush the system, and then you stick the bag back down in there with the rock in there.
Well,
Yeah.
he would take large pumice stone, like, whatever, about this big. He'd drill a hole in it and then cement air hose into it and then throw it into the tank.
Yeah, that works as an aerator because pumice is porous.
Oh, yeah. It works. And it lasts. A long time.
What they normally make those aerator stones out of, if you've ever seen them actually make them, they take a big old industrial size press, all right, and they put basically grinding dust, like from just basically it's like grinding stones, but they take it and all that dust and they press it together, and then they pull out this little puck, or your little nub that you get, and that's how they make those. It's just made out of aluminum oxide, straight aluminum oxide.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I used to have I don't know, probably maybe 15 fish tanks from freshwater to brackish water, and shit, I had all kinds of frogs to do. Only thing I won't ever get again is them damn fucking crabs, because them motherfuckers used to be crawling all around my damn trailer when I was younger. Them motherfuckers, it don't matter how hard you try to keep them in a tank, them little crab things that you used to buy at the pet store, them motherfuckers will be everywhere. Yeah, they're horrible. But yeah, I had that was funny. My ex-wife used to say, that one of them crab things is crawling on the couch. I was like, well, I guess you can't keep them in the damn thing.
I've done everything from saltwater to brackish to freshwater.
Just real quick.
I never done saltwater because I seen some.
Hey, fish sticks.
Saltwater's beautiful, but the thing with saltwater is you can easily spend several grand and a few fish and some coral, and something happens and you lose it. It's all dead. Yeah. Now there's a lot of technology now that kind of helps balance and maintain water, but it's still the simple fact. I had a tank that was about $3,000 worth of wildlife in it, and somebody came by and wiped the fish tank down with Windex, killed the whole tank. It's like,
there you go.
Not
overabundance of ammonia.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I was on vacation. I was like, can you take care of these fish? Here's all you do. Here's a chart. Here's the paper. Here's what you follow. They're like, yeah. Then one day I get a text message. Hey, your tank's a little cloudy on the outside. I'm going to wipe the tank down. It's like, use fresh water and a rag. Nothing else. I come home and it's dead. And I was like, what'd you use? Oh, I used Windex. You know what you owe me, right? He ended up paying for all the fish he killed. He did. Since then, never had that. Never had a saltwater tank.
Yeah, I wouldn't do saltwater. Y'all seen my pond, right?
Mm-mm. I got a lot of catching up to do on your channel. Yeah, I do. I'm horrible. I'm sorry.
Well, I think it's when it's all said and done, it's going to be about maybe 1,000 gallon, maybe 800 gallon pond. Yeah, pretty big pond.
It's a beautiful thing. Go ahead.
What's that?
No, I was just going to say that's a beautiful thing. When if you're raising fish to keep, just to look at, or fish to eat, the larger amount of water volume you have is better. But the downfall with that is that means if there is an issue, it's going to take longer to show.
Well, that's always a good thing as well, because if there is an issue and, it takes longer to show because of the fact that if you're like me at least, and you're running a natural type setup.
Oh, then you shouldn't have.
It will negate itself.
if you're running full natural, you should not have too much of a problem. Nature's going to help you and take care of you.
Yeah, it's not full natural, it's semi-natural because I'm doing it on tarp liners. I'm having to try and fight it a little bit, but I've got clay ground, so it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, you're not getting.
Was that?
You're not getting lost with clay ground because that don't absorb water for nothing.
Right.
Plus,
We're
it
not
puts
getting a lot of loss, but what we do get loss in is because the rats will dig up next to the pond, and then it just seeps in and goes everywhere, which I'm all right with. It's watering the rest of the yard, so it's not that big a deal. But
true.
what I'm trying to get to is the least amount of loss that I can. I've got 3 or 4 different liners I'm going to set up. I've got a water fountain that acts also as a filter, a sediment filter, a water filtration system, and an anti-chemical because I'm having to feed it off of the hose. If you know anything about running hose water, there's a lot of chlorine in it.
I built my neighbor
A lot of it.
a koi pond in her. Yeah, I built my neighbor one, and I used to do commercial roofing, and we got some old, or not old, but new rubber roofing. We built it 2.5 foot deep, like 6 by 8, and then put some stone around the outside, around where the grass and shit is, and let it fill in naturally. And she put koi in there, and her water and her ground set low, about the same height of what the rubber roof was. Well, the water was running in there, and we got a lightning strike at the house, and she had I don't know how many thousands of dollars worth of koi fish in there, and it fucking killed it. Every one of them was floating because the water like was staying in her front yard, and it just shocked the whole goddamn all her fish. She was so upset. Like, and she had it for like 3 or 4 years, and it's like, bam, there goes all your money.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing I can says about ornamental fish and whatnot versus things like what I'm trying to do, which is food stock fish like trout and bluegill and maybe a bass. I don't know. I'm not even really thinking I want to put a bass in there. Thinking more, just the local
Well,
wild
you use
type. Sorry, what?
In there when you get ready to go bait fishing, put some crawdads and some fish like say catch out of a creek or something, fit in there. And every time you get ready to go fishing, just scoop them out. That way you have plenty of fishing bait.
There's that too. I mean, I'm already
That's
having I got to feed the bluegill I already got to keep the mosquito population around here down.
Oh, bluegill are awesome.
There's a pond that's on the other side of the fence here that shows up every year. And that pond just breeds tons of mosquitoes because there's no fish in it.
Yeah.
So what I decided to do was I decided to make a little, like an attracting pond that would actually bring them mosquitoes in. I got fish in there. So all the mosquitoes is just wasting their time because they come down, they try to land and put their eggs in the water, and then they get sucked up by the fish down there.
Yeah, bluegill. I used to go Peter goldfish. Could go to Peter fish, the goldfish, little ones. You used to be able to buy for $6 or $1. Hell, they would wipe out the mosquito larvae like it was nothing. If they didn't have nothing to eat, they just took it. They took care of that shit. Them little $6 or $1 fish.
Yeah. Well, that's what my bluegill do now.
You can eat feeder fish when they get big enough, but they don't taste so good. I'm just saying. We used to, when we built like exterior ponds, big ones, we would make sure that some of the rocks around the bank would have like a high metallic rate to them, and that actually ended up solving a lot of the like electric strikes hitting the pond because the rocks would absorb it. You can do that you can easily bury copper wire, or you could bury
Well,
copper stake, everything
I
else.
want to
You can.
show you. You'll get a trip out of this stuff. Since you don't spend as much time on my channel, I thought, I got you here. Give you a little look.
yeah, her
Oh,
anyway.
that's the
Like I
one
said,
that
it
I'm
was
digging
always
right
underwater.
now. That's going to come up to here. I'm going to have all of this between this hole here going back this way, 6 foot down here, and then over towards the other end of this, back over here. That's going to all be one big pond there. All right,
Oh,
going all the way back around where you see the tarp liner there. And this is my pond. My bluegill are already going in there. They're shooting around, swimming around right now. I got to throw some more water in it because, like I said, the rats come in, they dig up underneath next to the sides, and it lets water drain out of it.
Yeah.
So, I got it covered though.
Yeah, looking pretty good.
That covered. Because I got 2 other things going for me. One, I went down to the Home Depot. Pond pebbles. That's going to stop the liner from coming away from the clay.
Yeah,
And of course, there's clay.
I got you dig a couple feet down here. I get a great clay, and it's like that.
Heck, I got such
Yeah,
good clay
basically.
here right now. I got such good clay here right now that I've actually made my own brick.
Oh yeah, I've done that a few times. That stuff's beautiful. You excavate enough,
Yes.
you build a hole with it. It's beautiful. It's free there. Use it. That's what we do.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, after about 4
once again, you can
Kentucky.
actually see it from where I sit right out there. That is my forge behind the orange bucket. That's all brick on top of it, made from that mud brick. So yeah.
Yeah, that great clay is beautiful. Dry it, killing it, killing it. Yeah, it ain't going nowhere.
I'm probably that's what I'm gonna end up doing is once I've got everything done up right. I just wanted to have this because the mosquitoes are intense this time of year. That's the only time of year they are. But they are just intense right now.
Yeah. Size of pterodactyls, you hear a swarm coming, it's like, oh great, here we go.
No, right about sunset. Right about sunset, you hear.
Yep.
And it doesn't sound like a mosquito. It sounds like somebody going by in a hot rod doing about 240.
Whole bunch coming at you. It's like, yep, nope, going inside. Yeah, they're vicious.
And we got them biting flies around here too. Them motherfuckers are take a chunk out of your ass.
Oh,
yeah,
I don't know.
no good. We got deer flies, horse flies, bot flies.
Oh, bot flies are little bastards.
Barn flies that bite. Biting barn flies. Now that's something I haven't had to deal with, like ever.
Damn.
Everywhere other than
Yeah, I was sweating.
I mean, I didn't even have to deal with that down in Blythe. Biting barn flies.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I've ever seen one. Not very, anyway.
Looks like a microscopic little house fly with a white ass, and they've got little mandibles, 2 little pincers.
Sounds like a house at a party.
They're mean. Fuck them.
Yeah, I used to hate them old horseflies.
We get the horse flies. Our biggest thing here is like the bald-faced hornets. They get nasty.
We got yellow jackets. We got black and yellow hornet, bald-faced hornet, European, a European wasp called the executioner wasp. For some reason, that motherfucker's up here. And,
I've seen it.
I did happen to see just the other day a giant Asian hornet.
Kill that fucker. That'll trash your honey.
I've seen a swarm of hornets. They had to be fucking over an inch long, big yellow and black stripes. And there was like a swarm of these bastards around this fucking tree I was cutting the grass at. And I was like, I ain't going nowhere near. There was at least 100 of them. I was like, where in the fuck these things come from? And
that sounds like yellow jackets.
I don't know. There's an inch and a half long, as big as your pinky.
Yeah, you're talking about. I don't know your area, but I get those. They're called a cicada killer. They literally hunt down cicadas and locusts. They're. I mean, they'll make your pinky look small. They're huge, but they're weird.
Yeah,
they
passed out like a Tyson puncher.
Yeah,
we call them black and yellow hornets. They're about like this long.
Well, the ones that fuck me up the most is them damn ground hornets and little bitty old bastards. You go on a nest of them with a lawnmower or something, or a weed eater, all vibration. I mean, I got stung, I got sick, I got fucking headaches, fucking fevers. Because I don't know how many hit me at one time, but them motherfuckers don't give up either. Little bastard.
No, they don't.
I said I'm a flamethrower.
I'd have come back that night with a can of gasoline and just die, motherfuckers, die.
Yeah, I think I had something inside. I was moving my scaffolding from one side of the house. I was doing some soffit work on one side, and I was moving to the other to cut down a part of a tree, and then do the soffit. And I was putting siding up down a soffit and some aluminum siding on it on the other side of my house. I went to go break my scaffolding down, and they was all down in the fucking tubes. Oh, man, I started fucking with that shit. Them motherfuckers come out and fucked me up last night.
I hate it. I hate fucking with them little bastards. They will fuck you up.
Scaffolding high, trying to fight these bastards and trying to get away. I was fucking tripping.
That's because they're called cicada killers. It's weird hornet. No other bee, no hornet, no other bee will build a nest around them because they are that aggressive towards other bees. But it's like I've literally sat there between the nests where they're laying their eggs because the females are the only ones that can sting. I've literally sat there between the nests, ate lunch, and they're like our carpenter bees. They're just like, hey, how you doing? Oh yeah, you're here to eat lunch. They don't care. Literally, they're just there.
Yeah, well, they scared out of me.
I'll be right back, y'all. I just gotta go take care of something. I'll be right back. Keep it going.
They scared the shit out of me. I didn't want to get around them. There's like 100 of them, and they didn't stay for no more than a week, and then they moved on. They was right around a big oak tree, and just swarming around there, and then they moved on, and I didn't see them again. I don't know where they went off to, but I was like, I ain't going around them.
Yeah, they stay here for months because of all the cicadas. We have a lot of trees, so there's a lot of cicadas popping up.
Yeah, I think that's why they was around that big oak tree. Maybe that the cicadas or something were coming out of the ground or something like that, and they was getting them or something. I don't remember why they was there, but they stuck around for like a week and then they was gone. I don't know where they moved off to, but something that big just scared the piss out of me with that many of them.
He learned the cycle of the cicada in the area. That's what they do. They're actually pretty smart, and the females are the only ones that can sting. So what they'll do is the females will go hunting while the male digs a hole in the ground for the female to plant the cicada. She'll go sting it, lay her eggs, and plant the cicada. He fills the hole in, then he goes and digs a new hole for her.
Huh.
They'll pretty much make her life dang near. It's crazy, but they don't care. They're like, oh hey, you're here. Hi. Okay, go away. Yeah. They
Like that kind of vibration of a mower or weed eater or something like that will irritate them with something like that, or especially them little ground hornets, them little bastards. Like that.
for that.
Yeah, them motherfuckers, man. I was doing some volunteer work at a cemetery that no one was taking upkeep in over 50 years, and the shit was overgrown and the shit was falling down. And I got to a place where there's a bunch of groundhogs and shit was been underneath the graves and all that, and I was weed eating around for the zero turns and shit to get around to. And them motherfuckers lit into me, chased me everywhere. I'm cussing, people looking at me, and I'm volunteering. It's like, I don't deserve this shit. Fucking, I dropped my weed eater and just ran like a motherfucker. Ran to other people trying to get them to get stung and leave me alone.
Hornets, once they get your scent, the whole nest knows you.
Oh, yeah. I finally got to my truck and I sat in there and I was like, nah, fuck this. The whole day's ruined. And then, like I said, whatever it was, it gave me, because it stung me on my forehead, my back, my arms and shit, whatever they get a hold of. And I was, had dizzy spells and fever and fucking, I was like, oh, I don't know how many times I got stung, but it fucked me up for like a week or two.
What's the thing? Hornets will nail you as much as a rabbit can nail a female rabbit. They just keep slamming. They don't care because it don't hurt them until they run out of venom, and then they fly off. Hornets are really bad for that.
Yeah, I ran to other people and shit and try to mingle in with other people who was out there working and just to get away from them. Say, hey, attack these motherfuckers. And they just seen a crazy guy running through the graveyard with fucking didn't know. I guess they couldn't see the little bastards, and I was just running at them. They was going, what?
They know you. They'll track you for miles. Most hornets track for miles. They don't mess around.
I got in my fucking truck and I was like, fuck it, I'm done for the day because the venom hit me so quick. I was having, I was filming it on my drive home because I had to load my trailer up, my zero turn, and throwing my shit on there. And I was like, man, this shit fucked me up. I warned everybody. About them. I was like, don't go around that area. I said, because I've come back the next time I come up, I'm coming over with a big thing of fuck gasoline. I'm going to throw it all around there and just light a match.
Yeah. We always use starting fluid.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been sick like that from any kind of sting or anything. I mean, I don't know. I must be allergic to that shit.
Well, it's weird how because I'm allergic to bees. Never. And then I got stung in the back a long time ago by one of those, what do they call that? It's some kind of blue wood wasp. And it nailed me hard. Ever since then, I've been. But it's like
a warrior wasp.
Yeah, it's like bright, shiny blue.
Yeah, that's a warrior wasp.
That's what nailed me, and it nailed me right in my spine. Since then, I've been allergic to bees, but on the same note, bees tend to just look at me and go, yeah, no, I'm not messing with him. Even hornets. I can walk up to a ball-faced hornet nest, remove the nest by hand, and relocate it, and they're just like, oh, okay. I don't know. But I know that hornets, when they start stinging, they start hitting you repetitively. Yeah, it's gonna mess you up pretty hard. Really?
I know this much. I've always been allergic to bees, but nowadays I can actually talk a hornet down, which is weird. I don't know how to explain it, but to me that's weird. Like I talk to a hornet and it's just like, fuck it, I'm not fucking with this big old human.
Maybe it's
Hornet,
just maybe it's a vibe you putting out.
Hornets are pheromone based.
I remember,
So yeah, nope, not doing it.
I remember all the clover used to be in everybody's yard. You couldn't walk as a kid and not get stung at least 5 times barefooted walking through a yard. And them old honeybees, just pull the stinger out because they're always usually dying anyway. But you couldn't help it when you was a kid stepping on them back in the late '70s and early '80s. Yeah, I always got honeybees. Don't mean to. I was like, you just walk through it. There's so much clover that you would step on them.
Yep. Poor.
My dad used to get pissed at me for walking around barefoot, and I was like, "Why? What's the big deal?" And he just look at me and be like, "You don't understand this, but your grandma is allergic to bees. I'm not, which means that you probably are." Lo and behold, first time I ever got stung, turned my whole foot black. Not black and blue, mind you, black.
Yeah.
Looked like it was dead.
I learned my lesson. I learned my lesson when I was about 9. There was a wasp nest up in the gutter at my grandmother's house, and I kept walking around with a goddamn stick, banging on everything. And my grandma was sitting on the front stoop, and she said, "Don't you be messing with them. There's a hornet's nest up, or wasp nest up there." And I started banging on that goddamn thing. They come down and attacked me. They got my back of my shirt. Before I got my shirt off, they stung me about 1,000 times. My grandmother was hitting me with a broom, trying to kill them. I said, "Hell, you doing more damage to me than you are them wasps."
That's a funny thing with like wasps, honeybees, your normal bees. You jump in the water, they lose your scent and they go away. But hornets, nah, they'll wait for your butt to come up out of that water and they'll nail you every time.
They're not stupid. They're not stupid. That's why if I'm having to deal with hornets, it's just I think of it like this: they are just as smart as we are, and in that effect, if I'm going to have to kill a hornet, I'm going to treat it just like a human being when it's not able to actually react.
Yep.
And what can I say, man? It is what it is.
Just
That's the reality of it. They are freaking smart.
Yeah.
You gotta go after them with a freaking M4 and a helmet,
No, throw them with the flamethrower. Fuck all that shit. Just go technology on their ass.
smell like you. That's the problem. If your scent's on that pheromones, it knows you. It's gonna find you.
Yep. That's why I don't even mess around. I go full chemical warfare. Hornet spray in the middle of the night. Just walk up on them and spotlight them and find out where the sentry is. Hit the sentry first and then hit the rest of them.
Yep. Wait. Yeah, that's the best way to do it. They're sleeping. It's like, I got you.
See, I got a big old front yard garden right off my porch, and hell, I got all kinds of I got sunflowers and fucking tomatoes and everything out here, and hell, the wasps been doing more pollinating before the honeybees come around. That and the ants. I said, hell, the ants and the goddamn wasps are doing more pollinating than the honeybees, and then the sunflowers got big enough where they're spitting out their flower. Now they're here.
I would says it like this, chick man. I says, the wasps aren't the ones that are pollinating. The pollen doesn't even stick to them. I've noticed this. Their bodies are slick, and the little hairs that are on them, they barely will pick up like 1 or 2 grain of pollen. It's not even enough to do anything really. But
what the hell they doing out there?
The ants,
Predators.
those ants actually go and they will pick up the pollen and walk it around. I've noticed that.
Yeah. Hornets work way different than bees.
I just wondered if them wasps were going after the tomato hornworm or something. Maybe that's what they're looking for, is for one of them. And
It could be.
Tomato hornworms and the spiders. They hunt spiders predominantly. That's their main kill.
Yeah, because I found a few last few years. I found made hornworms with the egg sacs on them because my dad used to grow a lot of batapa worm trees, and they would just be full of them wasps. Eggs.
Our honeybee population is bad, way bad.
Yeah, I used to find them eggs and I asked Dad what it was, and he didn't know what the hell it was. Come to find out, it was hornet eggs. That's they lay it on a batapa worm, and then they nest out off of that. They'll feed off it and produce more of them. But I always killed them because hell, I want more batapa worms to do more catfish when I was a kid.
Yeah, it's a symbiotic with them.
Yeah. I look at it as, you know what, I want them gone now. So if I find them, they come off the plant. I'll walk over to the chicken coop here and I'm like, who's up?
Yeah. Who wants to drop it in there and watch them make the kill the man with the ball, or chickens with this, whoever has it, the motherfuckers, they chase them around. I can do it with a tomato, and them motherfuckers will grab part of the tomato and they run and run and run. It's the funniest shit I've ever seen. That's the amusement for me, watching chickens fucking fight over a tomato.
That's the thing too, is a lot of your wasp species will chase away the honeybees. So even if you're growing your own honeybees and you're making your own honey, a lot of the wasps will destroy those colonies so quickly.
Yeah, because they're not really competition for food, but what they are is competition as far as what is it? Well, they're a source of protein, which they feed to, like paper wasps will feed to their young.
Yep.
But on top of that, the reason why they kill bees is because wasps are territorial. If they're not from the same colonial lineage, then wasps will kill each other until there's only one colonial lineage left.
That's one of the crazy things about like a wasp, like a cicada killer. They don't attack honeybees.
No, they don't.
No, they'll attack hornets. They'll attack every bee in the world. But they just look at honeybees like, "What's up? How you doing? You doing all right? Okay." And they just leave them alone.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful. Like down where I'm at, where the cicada killers, they've taken over an area around the pool, and there's no other bees there. They chased out. We had a nest of bald-faced hornets. I'm talking a good 2 foot long by about 1.5 foot wide, big nest. They destroyed it. But then I got this whole tree full of nothing but a honeybee nest. And they're just sitting there. They're making honey. They're being happy. The flowers are beautiful. And then everybody's complaining because I do maintenance, right, for property. And everybody's complaining. These big wasps, we can't go to swim at the pool. And I'm sitting there eating lunch with these cicada killers going, really? You're kidding me, right? Right? Okay. I'm going over to the tree harvesting honey and honeycomb. It's like you people don't understand what's going on in nature. You're just afraid of everything that has more legs than you.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Now it's just power. Now it's just power. Like I said, I thought maybe they're like the ground hornets because they was all flying right around the ground. Like I said, they was probably looking for cicada holes, and that that's probably what they was doing. They was going after the cicada out there around that big oak tree, and that's probably what they was doing. It because there's probably a lot of cicadas coming out of that ground there, and they're probably going for the holes there. But me, them motherfuckers are big as my pinky. I don't want to fuck with it. So
like this.
Yeah, I let them do their thing, and I'll do my thing, and
just had the whole area remowed and remulched. And I would have to say I'd probably say over 1,000 of these cicada killers. And I mean just females. I'm not talking to males. And everybody mulched, everybody mowed, everybody weed eated, everybody ed, and nobody got attacked because the bees are like, Humans are messing around. Let's go over here. They went to the no joke, other side of the pool until they were done on this side, then came back. And I'm sitting there going, "What the? Okay, all right." They're smart.
Well, it's good to know nature. Like you said, I mean, you know, like I said, I just said it's big. It looks like it could fucking hit me in the back of the head and knock me down. It was like a goddamn size of a goddamn big ass bullet. You know, that's what I thought of.
They're about the size of a 5.5. They're big, or no, more like they're big. But they don't care. They just don't care. Now, if you attack female, like personally, barehanded, try to kill a female cicada killer, yeah, it's going to be a bad day. But they're only going to they get bored. They actually do get bored really quick. So they'll follow you for a little bit, then they'll be like, this ain't worth it, and they'll leave. I watched a guy do it today. Actually, he went out there and smacked one, and I'm like, "What are you doing to my bees?" Well, they're a problem. Oh, they are? And he smacked her. He killed her. And then I watched as all the swarm came up out of the holes, and they didn't attack. They followed him for a good 20 feet. And when he stopped, they all stopped. And I'm like, all right, come on. And everybody came back to their nests. And I looked at him. I was like, you do realize that amount of cicada killers could kill you if they stung you. Well, they're a nuisance. No, they're not. They're not. They're a part of nature. They're only a nuisance when you become a nuisance to them.
Right. But
and
at the same, like I was saying to my mama earlier, there's some wasps where they consider you a nuisance if you get too close to their nest.
They do.
Right? Like, and there's a nest of them on the motorcycle out front. And my mom and my sister want to get that motorcycle up. And I says, well, I'm more than happy to move it. But it has to physically be dragged because the clutch is locked up. And in order to do that,
I
have to get underneath it, which means that, I'm allergic to bees. I'm going to be pissing off these wasps. This is not a good scenario.
It's not. That's the thing is like you get a lot of your wasp families that are, I'll kill you. That's their whole goal. I'll kill you. I don't care how big you are. And then you get a few of them that are like, okay, hi. But that's the thing is if you don't deal with them, you don't know. Like the brown wasp, the ground wasp, the yellow jacket, there's the wood wasp. There's so many different wasps that are extremely aggressive to us. But when you get the right wasps that like us, the other wasps tend to stay the hell away, including the bald-faced hornets. A lot of the hornets, too. You get a bald-faced hornet. I watched a cicada killer group take out a whole bald-faced hornet nest. They destroyed it. I mean, literally.
In the last year, I only had 3 tomato hornworms. Because they come in there and lay their eggs, I leave it alone. I'll feed the other ones, that I catch. And I ain't had a problem with tomato hornworms. And I'm on a Kentucky gardener site, and everybody's getting eat up with them. And hell, I don't have much of a problem.
That's a true trick is learning. It's a good point of learning your environment, but it's also learning the insects in your environment. Because you can kind of train your environment. Like, this bug eats this bug, but doesn't mess with anything. All right, you want this bug. But this bug eats all those bugs, benefits your area. So you kind of build the environment.
Yeah, what bug kills a goddamn cucumber fucking beetle? Them motherfuckers is devastated my cucumbers. I ain't never seen it happen before. Them little striped beetles, long stripes, like 3 of them, 2 or 3 stripes on the back. Little one. Them motherfuckers hit one vine, and that motherfucking the whole damn vine's dead. And I tried earth. I tried fucking neem oil. Once it hits that goddamn leaf, it sends that poison in there. They're fucked.
Yeah, it's
This
not
is the
going to
worst
stop
cucumber
them.
crop.
Yeah, they're a type of boring beetle.
I got a
And the
whole.
thing is you're not going to stop them with neem oil. You're not going to stop them with none of that. The only way you stop them is literally by screening off your
7
vine
does.
with like mosquito net. It's a
Yeah.
real bitch.
I can't do that.
Cook your soil.
I
You
got
gotta do,
cucumbers also.
dude, there's so much extra you got to do for them little bastards because, as far as I can tell, no pesticide that I've ever seen or used has ever stopped them. And I don't know about insects that eat them, but I know for a fact that yeah, if they even hit one part of the vine, the whole vine is dead.
Yeah.
You gotta
Yeah.
screen those like
It
mosquito
goes through the
net.
whole damn thing.
There's a lot of spiders that like to eat them, but
Yeah, I
they're
can't.
not the
Yeah,
most, you don't want them. Yeah, they're not nice spiders.
yeah. I want some praying mantis. I ain't seen praying mantis around here in a while either. About 5 or 6 years. I wish I had a big old nest of praying mantis around here, and turn them loose. My old lady was going to buy some ladybugs and have them shipped here. I was like, well, I don't know if it'd be worth it if they would stick around or not. I don't know if they would stick around and come back next year or how that works.
A lot of
Because I got the squawk.
Katydids are the reason why you had no aphid. You have no praying mantis. I'll says that much. I know that about the problem with the katydids are like the only things that'll eat praying mantis. And there's been a huge influx of katydids. So there is a.
There's a lot of June out here already. So
I ain't seen a single one.
yeah, them cucumber beetles, devastated, man. I hate them damn things.
Takes care of a lot of the different beetles and centipedes, if I remember correctly. I also know there's.
Yeah, I've been seeing.
Centipedes, slowworms.
Yep, worms.
Nematodes.
You got to have pretty moist land for nematodes, though. Well, no. I mean, it depends on species.
Well, I've been splitting a lot of old firewood, and I've been trying to get some. I've been seeing some centipedes or running around, so I don't fuck with them. I just let them do what they do, and
I grab them, move them into your
hopefully
garden.
they'll make a.
Centipedes won't attack your vegetation.
Yeah, they won't attack your vegetation. They might nip you for grabbing them.
They'll nibble on you. But centipedes, even earwigs. Earwigs are kind of omnivores, but centipedes are full carnivores. They will. Yeah, centipedes are better than spiders. Way better than spiders.
And as far as getting rid of earwigs is concerned, because I have had to deal with the problem of they are omnivores and they will destroy your corn crop.
Yeah, they'll screw up a lot of shit.
The way I've dealt with earwigs of all fucking things is to kill off as many rats as I can, but leave the fucking deer mice alone. Not the house mice, not the little door mice, but the deer mice. It's important to know your difference. The deer mice eat those little fuckers like crazy. They hunt down. They're actually carnivorous mice.
Yeah, they're
like the big ears.
The mosquitoes.
Yeah, but the little deer mice, they'll eat those motherfuckers. So, yeah, earwigs can be a real problem for you. Now, the flip side of it is that deer mice always attract house mice and door mice, and those two mice will eat your crop as well. So, my best suggestion as far as pest control, because I don't do poisons, I don't do elimination theory, I don't get rid of everything. In other words, so I do pest control, which means I use an air rifle. I shoot the rats and I let everything else go.
Well, see, that's kind of a funny and weird thing. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I love sitting there sighting in a mouse or a mole. It's like, this is fun. This is targeting a whole different way. But what I found was a lot of times, I live in an apartment, so I can't grow my own garden. I literally can't. But I do help a lot of my friends with their gardens, and it depends on it definitely depends.
You can grow a pepper plant. You can grow a plant. You can grow herbs. Anything in a 5-gallon bucket. Shit, that's where I started out back in the trailer park back in '96, and that's from learning how to do shit from my grandmother's garden. You can grow anything in a 5-gallon bucket.
You could take uncooked brick, mind you. You could take uncooked brick, like what I make, and plant it like a chia. And that sucker will actually eat that thing right down through. All of those plants will eat it right down through and sprout out. And if you really got a high hard one on, as far as going and growing inside of a apartment for making, I'm saying like sustainability. You could grow. Have you ever seen the TV show Jeremiah?
Yeah.
Okay, you remember in like season 3 or something, there was those stacked kind of hydroponics that they had made out of PVC pipe laid up on A-frames, and it was stacked on a trellis. And basically what they did is they ran water from the bottom one to the top one, and then from each one consecutive down, so it created a recirculating pressurized system.
Yeah, and you don't have to have fish down there. If you got the right rocks and stuff in the bottom that's going to have minerals, that it's going to pull off the minerals. I mean, everything has mineral in it. I mean, we do. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to have.
You don't even got to have all that. You gotta nutrate your water. It's called aquaponics. Or not like aquaponics, it's hydroponics. You use just standard nutrient liquids that flow in, and then because the whole system is actually under slight pressure, the roots grow as if they were in a type of soil. But they have a different kind of root pattern. They have a big old knot instead of having the hairs. They have a big old knot of roots. And if you grow them in another method, like you take a bunch of light bulbs, you cut the bottoms of the light bulbs off, you get all the nasty shit out of it, clean them out. Then you can grow in those light bulbs what's called aeroponics. If you just take a little bit of duct tape around your plant, it'll grow aeroponic roots inside those light bulbs, and they look so weird because it looks like little fans. But you could actually grow this stuff just like that. Don't need to do all the extra specials. You could, all these little DIY freaking at home. I could take a beer bottle and grow something aeroponically with just cover off the top of the beer bottle, right? And then make sure that I poke a hole in it, plant the seed so that it has the germination point facing down. Then I make sure that there's just enough liquid in the bottom so that it aerates, and then have this sitting on like a hot plate or a hot pad on very lowest setting that's even possible.
Waterbed heaters. Nah, I remember that guy. Is he from the 40s or 50s that took the old glass jar and he built his own ecosystem, and it's been closed up for over. I think it's back in the 80s. It was closed up for over 30 years. I'm pretty sure it's still going. It built its own ecosystem. He picked a certain amount of plants or whatever he wanted to experiment with, and basically it's capped off with a cord cap, and this son of a bitch has been made its own rainforest basically inside of it, and it comes back down and nutrients and the stuff grows and it breaks down and it comes back, and then it's been building its own ecosystem for all that time. I mean, it's like Well, son of a bitch. And they don't teach you that. They didn't teach you that shit in school. I had to, computerized shit had to come around. You didn't learn anything like that. I didn't go.
My mom taught me how to make a terrarium, and my dad and my grandma forced me to make one.
Well, I tried to get it out of the honeycomb boxes to get the Venus flytraps. I don't know how old y'all are, but back in the late '70s, in honeycombs, they used to give you a little thing that you could grow a Venus flytrap. And you're supposed to be able to, plant the seed in there, and it's a little soil, and it's got its own little aquarium on top, or a little glass dome on top, and you just got to give it a little water. It's supposed to make a Venus flytrap out of it. Mine never did work. But yeah, back in
Venus flytraps need a lot of care, and they need a special type of soil that is just littered with like insect carcasses, and you're best off taking like a bunch of dried out mealworms like you would feed to your chickens, taking a handful of that and just planting the seed underneath of that. Because what's going to end up happening is that's what that thing needs anyways.
If you know what honeycombs is, like I said, they used to put it in the cereal box. You know what I'm saying? They gave you a little, flat cube. It's supposed to have the seed and all this shit in there in the bottom part. And the other part was like the top aquarium part of it. And then you just added the water in there and just keep it watered. And then once it got big enough, you take the dome off, and then mine never did do shit. And I used to eat the shit out of honeycombs just to get more of them.
That's what I did with all my fish. In all I picked fish that I knew would not eat the roots of the plant that I would grow in that tank. So in a fish tank, there's, like my 75-gallon I'm looking at has 2 tomato plants and a bell pepper plant. And the fish don't eat the roots. They stay away from it. They're more of a carnivorous fish, easy to handle. My other tanks I have as a mulm tank. So every bit of, what I pull out of there goes to the garden. That's a tank that has no fish in it as a circulation system for the hydroponics for the other plants. And that's how I've done it in my apartment, which the only downfall is currently I've been noticing my city water has been changing.
Oh yeah, it's been changed for a fucking long time. Fucking fluoride like a motherfucker.
It was really good for a while. The fluoride was at a certain point, but I'm watching as the chlorine is jumping.
Yeah. Well, and plus,
so on our property, we have over 98,000 gallons of pool water. Which I have to take.
All the shit they put in the shots that people are pissing out. All that's fucking little jabbity jabbing the arms. It's why they're going in everybody's sewer fucking system. Fucking who knows?
It shows up in the water. I lost, I'd say probably within the last year. Now, mind you, these fish ain't young. They were, they were kind of old, 5-6 years, but fish can live a long time if properly taken care of. I mean, I raised a koi from a little, you know what I mean, all the way up to a 2.5-foot monster. Beautiful. Oh my God. They're like the puppy dogs of, they're just puppy dogs. They are. They come up, they want petted, they want hand fed. If you ignore them, they will tell you.
Yeah, I used to grow them. What are they called?
There's a reason why they have the nickname koi.
Yeah.
Well, I used to have a 55-gallon tanks, and I used to keep them big old fish that look like fucking oversized fucking bluegill or something like that in them. But I used to buy them up a pet shop up in Indiana, and them motherfuckers, they get as thick as about like 2.5 inches thick and about the size of a fucking dinner plate. And that some bitch is like,
yeah, will do that.
Yeah, that thing, hell, I just stick my hand up there and feed it whatever, and then they couldn't wait for me to bring the feeder fish home or a bunch of brine shit or shrimp, and just gobble all that up and got bigger and bigger.
They learn to know you. They do.
Yeah.
Well,
Max
here's the
Lady.
trip about it. Here's the trip about it. You know those Pacu, the ones that you were talking about? They got like human looking like teeth.
Well, the Pacu. Yeah.
Yeah, they gentle fucking giants. If you have them as like in a contained aquarium or whatnot, but
Yeah.
if they have to survive on their own, they get mean.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, they get mean, and they fucking get vindictive too. Like they'll actually attack a human being that they know is a human being.
Pacus get. But if you raise them and they're with you all the time, they're just like, "What's up?
Yep.
Feed me. I'll bite your ass. Go ahead and clean that tank. You better feed me first." Yeah, they're good for that. I've raised fun.
Yeah, all my fish knew me, like I said, and I separated from Max's wife, and we had a trailer. Like I said, the whole living room was just like full of either it was little lizards and or fish or frogs or whatever. I mean, thousands of dollars worth of shit we picked up over the years, and we separated. Fucking next thing I know, every time I come over to go see my daughter, fucking a tank would be gone, the animals would be gone. Or it's so murky you couldn't see what the fuck was going on in there. And I was like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's like, man, thousands of dollars. And plus, like I said, they turn into your pet, like a cat or a dog.
Yeah, they eventually start reacting to you. It takes them. They're not like a cat or dog. They're just like, okay. And then eventually they're like, oh shit, this guy likes me. He takes care of me. Okay, cool. It does take them a lot. But
yeah, you can't take them for a walk. I guess you can follow them around. They can follow your finger around on top of the water. But you get used to them things after a while. After you've been taking care of them for so long and you had them. Like I said, I started out with this thing that was as big as my finger, and now it's big as a fucking dinner plate. I mean, shit.
Mm-hmm. I think my koi was 10 years before she passed from pinecone syndrome, which I thought was strange because no other fish got sick in the tank. But she was literally 2 foot long, about 4.5 inches in diameter. She was a big breeding female. She bred before, and I sold the babies to a pawn store. And she literally, while I'm cleaning her tank, if I put my hand, like you go like this, just palm open, she would come over and lay in my hand. She's just like, "Hi, how you doing?" She would pick up the plants in the tank, move them so I could vac the gravel. She'd put them back. It's like, what the heck is this? And I'm a Pisces, so a water sign. I'm a water sign. So these animals to me are more more in tune to. It was just weird to see it, and people would come over. You can't be serious. Watch this. I start backing, pulling the crap out of the gravel, and she'd come over, lift the plant up, move it over to the other side of the tank. I'd back the gravel. She'd bring it back over. I'd rebury it, and I'd go over to the other side of the tank. They're like, that's not possible. It is possible. We're all nature. Get used to it. And work with it. Which, yeah, I know. Sometimes that can really be a son of a bitch to work with it. It can be.
Well, some things in nature are not made for me. Some things in nature I can work with and work really well with. I'd say I got 1 foot in and 1 foot out.
Yeah. Well, that's just true. It's like some things will be like you can sync with, and the other things are going to be like, nah, I'm going to eat you. Okay.
Well, as long as you don't crawl on me when I'm still awake, it's all cool. Don't crawl in my mouth because it ain't gonna be a good thing. And the only thing that I don't like in nature is a motherfucking bed bug. Yeah. Fuck them motherfuckers. What are they good for? Fucking vampire fucking bed things.
Yeah.
Those rank with mosquitoes with me.
I made a pun. Did you get that? I made a pun. Bed bugs suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my little brother brought some into my house. I had fucking had to clear my whole goddamn house out of my goddamn because he was a junkie and he needed a place to stay. And he's like, "Can I bring my bed?" And I said, "I guess you can." I mean, I didn't know about bed bugs at the time. Oh God, it infested my whole house. Couch, fucking everything. Everything had to get fucking burned in the front yard. I was like, "You motherfucker." I don't know why them things. What are them things on the earth for? Fucking vampires.
One of the beautiful things about having a clay, like, you know, a clay ground set out here, right, is that the clay out here actually dries out bugs. So if they mess around on the clay instead of being on like the grass and stuff,
like that house of earth,
it's like diatomaceous, huh?
Just like the earth, it dries out all the skeletal bug. This.
Yeah.
I got the camera on. Hold on.
So I noticed something about the ground out here. The reason why it is a clay out here is because it's volcanic ash underneath everything. I mean, for the most part, it looks like the top 6 inches of soil is all organic. But if you go deeper than that 6 inches, going straight down, it's all the same color. Really, it's gray and orange, and it smells like sulfur. When it dries out just like volcanic ash. And I ain't that far from Mount St. Helens, so I'm thinking maybe this might be ashfall from Helens or something.
Yeah, it has to be. I mean, think about it. I mean, when a plume comes up, if it's a major explosion, hell, they say it covers most of the planet. If it's a big one, I mean, and they say, well, you could dig down. You could, what they call them, some fuckers that dig in the ground and say, well, it's a dinosaur bone, blah blah blah. It's 1,000,000 years old, blah blah blah. Yeah, I mean, but I seen dirt where I seen forest that's not 1,000,000 years old. It's just the first layers. You can see where clay is. You could dig up and you could dig up and you could dig up and you see where material was breaking down and material was breaking down. That's what makes your topsoil and everything to grow on. And the whole timeline is a fucking lie. I mean, the Ice Age, fucking the wipe of the dinosaur, if there's even fucking dinosaurs in the first place. I still don't believe it that because they told me in school, dinosaurs created the oil that we're using. And they're digging hundreds
of dinosaurs. Not dinosaurs. Let's be clear. That was not dinosaurs. It was at least 1 billion years before dinosaurs ever existed, according to what the scholastic crap is. So we can't even confuse dinosaurs as being old. Dinosaurs didn't make oil. They're just fossils in the ground that's actually further up than the oil is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's plant-based, broke down. It's like a swamp area. That is more, it's got more gases. As you go into a swamp area, it's got gases always popping and bubbling. Like I said, that is millions of years of fucking plant, not a fucking dinosaur. And then they told us in school, it's dinosaurs that were, that's running cars and blah, 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 and industrial. I'm going, wait a minute. How many motherfuckers? They would have to be stacked on top of each other 100 foot deep to make it what it. And how in the hell they get down 200 foot deep? Well, it's 1,000,000 years old. No, we still got parts of dinosaurs like a chicken. A chicken is a part of a dinosaur. Fucking a snapping turtle is part of the dinosaur. An alligator, crocodile is part of the dinosaur. So how in the hell did it not evolve? I called bullshit on that back when I was in fucking elementary school. And then when you
Right.
ask that question, you go, "Well, you don't." Well. And it's like, no, you can't answer the goddamn question because you don't know. You just teaching what you've been told to teach.
Right.
Exactly.
You can't think for your own damn. Oh,
Oil doesn't come from dinosaurs. It comes from a plankton bloom about a little more than a billion years before the dinosaurs. And when I says a billion years, you got to think about that. This planet has been around for 4 billion years with in the different terms of life on it. Okay.
ain't no telling what's been on here. And this
Yeah.
planet, that's why these climate change people, I said, look, we will be long gone. This planet will still be here, and it will keep moving on.
I'll put it this way: all you are is a mosquito on the ass of the planet. You ain't making a goddamn difference about the climate. Matter of fact, all you're doing is annoying it.
I mean, we cannot be shit to this goddamn planet that it ain't already seen.
Yeah.
This planet,
How many different snow globes has this planet been through, according to the geologic record? And then we look back and we says, all right, wait a minute. So it's been through this many snow globes. It's been through this many hot spells, and they kind of fall in between each other. Doesn't that sound like a cycle to you?
This whole world's a cycle.
yeah, it's always
like-
changed.
A start, a stop, a reset, a rebuild, a redo, a start, a stop. Everything in life has that. We're born, we die.
Exactly.
Someone else die. It's a
And the only way we can do anything about it, either go inside the earth or out of the earth's surface. And
Exactly.
then we come back. You know, after the shit's already done. Yeah, I mean, the earth is going to do what it's going to do. You cannot stop what the earth's going to do. It's like the sun. The sun's shooting out more fucking solar flares, and like I said, I mean, you and then people they're going, it's hot. I said, it's fucking summer. It's fucking it's gonna be hot.
That is the funniest shit. Like, that is exactly what I got to keep on telling people. Is like, oh, it's global warming. No, it's summer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
C-Tech. I do maintenance for almost 408 apartments. And I have to explain to these people, it's 100 degrees out. Hello? Go outside, go for a walk, come back into your apartment. Because right now, I'm freezing my ass off, and you're hot. Our bodies adjust and adapt to temperatures.
oh yeah. I was working out in the sun and the shade. I come back, I'll sit on my porch right here, and if it got too bad, I mean, yesterday it was hotter yesterday because I was working on doing some soffit work at the pitch of my roof, and I was putting some aluminum siding up there, just covering up my shit. And then me breaking down my fucking scaffolding yesterday was hotter because the sun was like right on top of me. But now I was on the other side of the house and I had more shade. So all I had to do was go up here and sit on my front porch like I am right now, cool off for a while, smoke a couple cigarettes, drink some water, and drink whatever, and then I'm right back at it. I didn't have to go inside and cool off because the sun wasn't beating fucking right down directly on me. And people going, it's hot. You want to? No, you regulate your temperature. You know, you don't go right from sweating your ass off and dripping on in your underwear to go straight in the freezing cold. You want to catch a fucking kind of cold or something. I said, cool down first and then walk in there and do whatever. So you don't.
That's the funny thing. A human being, our normal body temp is what, 96 something degrees.
Well, it used to be 95.6 back in the 80s that I can recall. Now, or 96.5. Now it's 97.6.
Yeah. So we'll say between 94 to 98. I'm naturally 93. I'm cold. Well, my doctor called me cold-blooded. I told him to shove it up his ass. But anyway, but the thing is you have people walking around that are between 95 to 97 degrees. It's only 80 degrees out. It's hot. How? Your body is hotter than the exterior air. What do? They drink cold liquids. Cold liquids, not room temperature. Like if you drink room temperature or whatever, like I'm not saying leave bottles of water out in the sun because that's obviously not a good thing to do. Like I drink still
in glass bottles, it'd probably be okay, but don't drink it out of plastic because all the goddamn chemicals will fuck us up anyway.
You let them sit to the average ambient temperature and you drink it. You don't cool down, but you don't heat up. And your body adjusts to it, which I do daily. Like today, I'm walking around. I don't care. I'm wearing pants and a long sleeve shirt. How you enjoying the heat? Yeah, it ain't bothering me. It's 94 degrees. So I'm not drinking ice cold water, and I'm not hiding in the AC. I'm out doing what my body do naturally.
Yeah, your body will actually, like you said, it adapts to the environment that it's evolved to do for. So, like if you're out in the heat, your body's going to try and regulate itself to cool off. If you're in the cold, it's going to try and heat up. If you drink cold water, you're dropping your core temperature, which in turn drops your exterior temperature momentarily until your body goes, oh shit, I'm cold.
I'm not a scientist, but I know a little bit of common fact. You know, it don't take a rocket scientist, man. We done know scientists have done fucked up since 2020, so they done they done lost all credibility. So go by what
I'm resting on my laurels on that one myself. I've been paying attention and observing and taking those observations in order to utilize appropriately according to the scientific method, not to sit there and go, oh, well, you know, the scientist, the 9 out of 10 scientists agree, so this is going to be right according to science. No, you got the bunch of bias there because you bought the scientists.
They lost all credibility. They lost all credibility because all science is based on science. It's what you see at this point in time, and tomorrow it might change.
Well,
there's always possibility.
No, it stays the same. Science stays the same. Science don't change. No. What?
Yeah, it does all the time. Science change. Well, I won't say it like science changes. No. What is accepted as proof scientific knowledge changes.
Yeah, science's theories change.
Proofs are not absolutely perfect. It doesn't matter it's called proofing, but it doesn't mean that it's perfect. It's never going to be perfect. Like you could say, okay, well, I'm going to brew alcohol, and you could end up brewing methanol instead. And not even know it.
Like you've been at a fishing hole that you done since you was a fucking teenager, and then you go back 5 years later and you try it again. It's not the same fishing hole. Well, I ain't catching the same amount of fish. Well, the fish changed. Something changed there. But it was a good fishing spot. It should be the same. It's the same. Everything changes. We change. Everything changes.
It comes back to how did you find the fishing spot? And then in that case, go back to your basics and find the new fishing spot.
Come back to the later. This is all about a theory.
Oh, my grandfather told me this one. It's like I said, everything changes. We all change. Like I said, I remember back when I was a teenager.
I need a cigarette.
Or a young kid, your body temperature was like 95.6 or 96.5. Now it is standard 97.5 or 6. I'm going, how did that change? And the people that I asked, the nurse or whatever is doing it, how did that change? How did how did we regulate? I mean, how did our body just go? Well, this is a new norm. How did y'all come to the conclusion?
It came to that because the actual human body has started to adapt to the changing of the world's environment.
It's like, well, they say, but most animals that would live in a sun that they're adapted to would not scorch and burn like we do, and we could stare at the sun without hurting our eyes, like most animals can probably do. I mean, that's why everything's got hair everywhere, but not us. So we're not adapted to the sun. So where in the fuck do we come from?
We are more adapting to the heat, not the cold. That's what we're starting to do. Because, and I'll say this, this probably isn't going to go well with whatever, because I can't see you chat or anything. But 10 years ago, I went hunting with a friend of mine, and he was using he didn't kill anything with it, but he was using a thermal optic to look at the deer. The deer. Recorded all this information. And then we went a little bit ago, last year, and we were looking at the difference in the thermal signature of the animals. So everything on this planet, I don't know about fish, I can't say anything about that, but a lot of your mammals are adapting to the heat change.
Yeah.
Now, we can adapt because we're furry. Animals are adapting differently. Now, when it comes to the cold, we're going to be screwed. If it goes super cold, we're screwed. We got no fur. I mean, yeah, we might have it on our face, our ears, our butt, whatever. We're screwed because we can only generate heat.
Ghost, this is what I got to say, though. This has already happened twice in human history. Okay?
Exactly. Cycle.
Twice in human history.
Yeah.
It's a vicious cycle. It comes back to hit us every 10 to 12,000 years. What'll happen is we'll have nice, warm, no problems. People, they call it the golden ages of the earth. And then what happens is it flips over into being cold, just all of a suddenly. And they call it a glaciation period, and it's where the glaciers will move towards the equator, and then there'll be this just a band around the equator of what is warm, and that will cause a backflow of heat to cold, and our planet brings itself back to being. And what most people don't understand is, and you wouldn't know this unless you actually watched it happen, but fusion is a cycle itself. There are millions of cycles in one cycle of fusion like what happens in our star. But if we were to do that in a magnetic bottle, there's millions of cycles in one cycle of fusion. So, and that is what happens to our planet by the same reference, because it's the same magnetic scale. So what happens is it's going through the same cycles as our star is going through. Our star is going through cycles, but it's going through cycles really slowly by comparison to in a fusion chamber.
Yeah,
it's like they call Greenland for no reason. It's full of ice now. We got Antarctica full of ice now. So if peoples were like flipped on the side a little bit, it would be an equator zone, and they would be.
I'll put it this way: if global warming, if it's really getting that bad, and global warming is, going to be the end of us all, well, last winter, last winter is anything to go by, it needs to get its shit in gear, because. It was freezing ass last winter, and the winter before that wasn't that bad. It was kind of mild. So I'm sorry, but
they busted their own shit when they was doing core sample up in Greenland. They started pulling up, for how deep they was going, hundreds of foot down. They're going, wait a minute, there's vegetation down here. What's up with this? It's the mainstream narrative, and they're going, well, we can't publish this, and then because the peer reviews, just like the peer reviews over the coronavirus, you couldn't put it out there because the peer review sites is all bought up by the mainstream media and whoever fucking stupid ass fucking colleges they was getting paid by. And if you don't, yeah, you couldn't fucking speak out about it, or you get fucking blackballed, or you get fucking basically shamed, or fucking well, he asphyxiated himself in the garage with his car, and he was going through depression, had a Hillary note. You know what the hell? You can't speak.
How many people do you ever see hang out, like just hang out for a long period of time to listen to what the hell we got to talk about on this channel? They ain't a lot. Like people come through just like, yeah, I'm going to show my camaraderie and, hi, bye, and they're gone. I've been seeing like the numbers go up really fast when I come on at first, and then everybody just goes and is gone.
I can't see. I can't see the shit. I don't give a shit. I'm speaking to y'all.
One person on the watch counter right now, and Billy was in the chat sitting there talking about something. I'm not quite sure because it's.
I got a little phone and I can't.
Let you read it. I'll let you read it.
Systematic study of structure and behavior of the physical and natural world through observation, experimentation, and testing the theories against the evidence obtained. Oh, turning guns.
Yeah, That's Bill. That's Billy Truth Be Told, actually. He pulled up a different channel.
Yeah, I always use the natural YouTube names. Literally all the people I know on YouTube, I never use their name. It's just me. But when we were talking about cycles and everything, it's like the sun and the earth, everything is on about 12,000 year cycle. The only thing that changes is the sun starts at 6 to 7 years earlier before the 12,000. So technically, our sun will max its cycle at 2029. That's when it will be beauty, destruction, whatever she's going to do, that's when it's going to be. And in the meantime, the earth grows this different, and it's been proven, this earth goes through this different heat, cold. Hey, summer's great, winter sucks. Hey, summer sucks, winter's great. It does that for a little while until the sun finally figures out, yeah, you know what? I may just torture asses. Oh, you know what? No, I'm kind of bored. Done that before. And it's done that through cycle upon cycle upon cycle. And the earth fights that cycle, works with that cycle, because we're due for well, actually, I think we're going through a magnetic pole change now.
That's why I did the moon there. To work against what the sun does. I don't think that moon, it's just too damn fucking coincidence that moon is in the right spot that it's in.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of find the moon to be, yes, it's there, but is it? Right?
Well, I've seen clouds go behind it, and I don't see how in the hell that was even possible. But I sat on my deck one night. I seen swore to whatever God, and I seen fucking.
Friend, is what we call an optical illusion. It's clouds that are so thin and they're almost transparent. So what you're doing is you're seeing the light shining through the cloud coming towards you. But when the cloud moves in front of the moon, the light from the moon overpowers the actual outline of the cloud to your eye, so you're not seeing it.
Yeah, it's called.
I don't fly. I'm not an astronaut, so I wouldn't know what the hell is up there. So I'm just going to observe from what I can see from the ground.
Well, I'm no astronaut.
Tides.
I
control.
That's a big thing. I have flown, and I've flown. Not just. Well, I'll say that I have flown in a civilian aircraft. I do not never want to fly in another civilian aircraft because of that. Can't really mention the other aircraft that I was in because that was kind of fun. But the
A happy one.
the happy aircraft.
Yeah.
But there's some interesting stuff about space. I'm no astronaut, like I said. I couldn't do without gravity. I got to have gravity. I'd go nuts without it. Artificial gravity, fine. I can deal with that. But I'm saying,
For what they say, if you stand up for too long, your body turns to jello. So you better have one hell of a fucking habit.
Yeah, that's my problem. Is that would drive me insane. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm skinny already to the point of atrophy. So if I were to go into space and have no gravity, instantaneously my body would atrophy. On top of that, because I have a lot of fast twitch fibers in my muscles because I did a lot of training to build those rather than the slow twitch fiber that's more gross motor stuff. That's why I'm so skinny.
I called it fast metabolism when I was growing up.
A lot of people would call it fast metabolism, but I would says it like this. Because I trained in Wing Chun, in Kung Fu, mostly when I was doing martial arts, rather than in things like the other things I trained in, which was karate and Krav Maga. I didn't do a lot of that because it just felt too abrupt. It wasn't flowing, and the flow, when you get to going really fast, it pushes your fast twitch muscle fibers to the point of breaking down. When you break down those fast twitch muscle fibers, they reproduce. So what ends up happening is you get a bunch of fast twitch muscle fibers, which means you're still incredibly freaking strong in the snatch. The snatch, the grab, the punch, but you couldn't. You could be overpowered by weight.
When I hit 37, all that snatch and grab and move quick and avoid this, avoid that, it went to the wayside. That's when I noticed it because I done too much construction work. Broke my body down. Shit. Now it's like I avoid that shit like a plague. Now you don't want to hit me because I'm gonna fucking break you with a ball bat, or I don't want to hurt you, but you ain't gonna hit me.
It's one of those, brother. I would not hurt thee for the world, but I'm about to shoot where thou standest.
You will be in for a long time.
I did construction. I mean, I'm only 43, but I've done construction since 15, and now I'm in BAC and everything else. So what I've learned over the years is I'm 194 pounds at 6'2", and
that's about right.
What do you want to call that? Like occupational gained muscle, right? Because of all the stuff I have done, I've learned to use that occupational muscle that I could easily split you in half with bare hands.
Right.
I break.
That right there is actually mostly fast twitch muscle. Believe it or don't, when you build occupational muscle, that's mostly fast twitch muscle. A lot of people don't realize that it's not gross motor muscle. Gross motor muscle is the stuff like when you're lifting barbells, you're lifting, sacks of concrete.
Yeah.
So
I started out laying carpet, and so I was the smallest man on the crew at 15, at 5'5", at 115 pounds, and everybody else fucking 6 foot tall, almost 6 foot tall, 200 pounds. And I always got the bottom end of fucking carrying carpet up the steps with a roll. You're doing like this around your shit, and maybe a 12 by fucking 16 fucking room, and you're trying to carry up a hallway, and somehow I got stuck at the bottom end. It's like, how in the fuck is this possible? I said, you're 6'1", and I'm fucking 5'5", 115, and why am I at the bottom? I got all the fucking weight, you asshole. But they was like 20 something years older than me. teaching me. And it's like, well, you got to learn somehow. It's like, you motherfuckers, they me down.
I
Yeah,
started
now,
in
What they was doing was they thought they were trying to give you, some
I,
exercise of the muscular
I,
power to kind of get you
I
in the
didn't gain
swing of things.
I didn't. I didn't gain no weight. I was 47 when I slowed down. My metabolism finally slowed down. And shit, I was 135 pounds for 25 years. I couldn't gain no weight till I hit about 47. And it's like, fuck this shit. And my bike was already deteriorated from laying carpet and fucking roofing, fucking carrying shingles, fucking work, fucking all that bullshit. That shit breaks you down, man. You don't realize it.
I did.
Yeah.
I started off my working career as a animal caretaker. I did specifically, that was my job, was exotic animal care. I used to take care of birds and take your fingers off. And then I went from that directly into being the laborer on a construction crew. Even though, I know how to read blueprints, I know how to do all the carpentry and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
I
I went straight into being the laborer. I was the guy carrying all the shit up the freaking ladder, like a stack of wood on my shoulder up the ladder and shit.
yeah, he was a gopher.
Yep, I was gopher.
I started in masonry at 5'9", 280 pounds. When I was done doing masonry, I was a big son bitch. And then as I started to grow, I went from 5'9", now I'm 6'3". I lost all that mass, but I never lost the strength.
Yeah. Now I'll say it this way. When I was in high school, I was probably about 250 pounds. Most of it was water weight. I lost all of that water weight before I started even working at the age of 18.
I started at 15 due to my father.
15, my stepdad done laying carpet. So weekends.
I was in juvenile hall at 15, so I didn't have a choice. If I had the choice, I would have been out there working. But I was in juvenile hall; they wouldn't have let me do shit.
Oh, that's why I moved from home because of juvenile delinquent shit. So at 15, they had enough of me in one part of this county, so I had to move to another part and live with a different parent. And that's when I learned how to fucking kill myself and got into more heavier drugs like methamphetamines. Oh yeah, we can get this job done in the weekend. Yeah, that's what.
We'll get this job done in an hour. Just give us 15 minutes out back.
Yeah.
Got into all that because when I started doing construction and everything else, I was short. I was the smallest guy in my class, so everybody started shit with me. You know how that is. You're a little guy, ever gonna pick on you. And
yep.
I started to notice that as I did masonry and carpentry, I started getting bigger and stronger. Well, at that time, we normally hit our growth spurt, right? When that hit, it hit so hard and so fast. Within one summer, I went from 5'9" to 6'3".
Did you smoke when you was a single digit kid?
It's genetic in my family. I didn't do any drugs. It's genetic in my family. And when that hit, I literally had to go to every day to work the muscle so that it wouldn't rip apart. I literally had to have surgery on my one leg to fix a muscle that, due to my growth spurt, it shredded. It tore it apart. It almost split it in half. So I lost the
smoking.
mass.
You wasn't. So see, I started smoking when I was 6. So it's not my girls bad.
I didn't do any of that. I'm now 6'3".
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I could have been
like this. I would go. I went from 60 pounds, about and 3 foot tall when I was in grade school, to about 80 pounds and 3.5 foot tall when I went into middle school, and then I went up to about 4 foot tall by the time I got out of middle school. I didn't really grow that much until I was in high school. Once I hit high school,
That's when
I was 14 years old, and I went from 5 foot to 6 foot tall in 1 year, and then I just stopped.
Oh, I bet that.
Never grew again. Never grew again. Not one time. Just straight 6 foot tall. And
That's
then, instead of growing up, I just went out.
Mm-hmm.
And when I says I went out, I mean I'm talking water weight. If you look at me now, it doesn't. You'd look at me and laugh if I said I was 250 pounds, and look like if you slap one side of me, you could ride the wave all the way around the world.
I didn't. I had to do muscle gain. If I didn't, I was in so much pain. It was unbelievable. I literally had to go to the gym every day. My dad took me. And my dad, he was a Boilermaker. So that's a man you don't argue with. That man throw you around the room and not care like it's nothing. And he took me because the doctor's like, we don't know what to do. We can give him all these meds. My dad's like, you know what? I got a better idea. Let's burn this energy. Let's fix these muscles. So for that whole summer, I literally every day at the gym, every day, 6 to 8 hours. It didn't matter. To basically stretch my muscles and tendons to grow. So at the end of that, I returned to school at 6'3", and I walk in the building and the bullies are like, oh fuck, we're screwed. And I tore all their asses up. I trashed them.
The middle school bullies, when you was in 6th grade, they was in 8th, and they fucked with you. Now you
Imagine this. That little short 4 foot something little shit in middle school was the only dude that could literally walk through the entire lunchroom and not a single bully fucked with him after the first year. And the reason why happens to be because they had me on so many different fucking medications that all I had to do was just start listing off medications that I was on, and people would back up like, dude, this fucker's psycho. Get away from him. But, like, for reals, though, the problem with those meds was that they gave me an aggressive complex. So what would happen is they'd get in my face and start yelling, or, somebody would just be like, they'd pull a chair out from underneath of me or something just to try and bully me that first year. And dude, it was like a switch. Just fucking went off. Just boom. All right, let's go, motherfucker. What you want? Come on. And in that just a hot moment, everybody just realized like, oh wait, no, don't fucking do that no more. That's not cool.
Child.
That, for the rest of my middle school, all right, I was known as Snaps.
Snaps.
Was you a single child or just older sisters or older brothers? See, I had three.
I was the eldest brother to 2 sisters.
Oh, okay. See, I had 3 older brothers, so I got a reputation for every school I went to. I had 3 older brothers that was in fucking sent out to fucking Boys Haven or some fucked up fucking out of state fucking commune fucking behavior fucking shit. And then I was already categorized. Yeah, that's it. Send them off to, and I was the littlest one.
I was the oldest of my.
I didn't have that joy of having, elder siblings sitting there like that, don't fuck with this guy because you think we're bad. I didn't have none of that. I came into school, it was raw. People looked at me and they're like, there's that kid. He's a freaking out of towner. He just moved in. Fuck that little bastard up, and they would come after me, dude. I just out of the woodwork come after me. And I'm like, no, dude, you don't understand. I just spent the last 10 years of my life trying to prove to people that even though I'm not crazy, I do have the ability to fuck your ass up. So please leave me alone.
That's why you keep it. That's why you keep an eye on the bullies, and then when they go to the bathroom by themselves, and then you raise your hand up and say, "Hey, I gotta go to the bathroom." You catch them in there all by themselves because without their friends, they're nobody. You catch a motherfucker you're taking a poop, you kick that door in and you stomp their fucking face up against that back of that fucking towel. They won't fuck with you no more. They done pooped
That's
over
one way.
Or mine up in
That's one way of doing it. I'll
friends.
tell you how I handled it though, because this will trip you the fuck out. I'd go out and I'd play football. Like every class recess, every lunchtime recess, I'd play football, quick pass. And we'd get out there, I'd get maybe 20, 30 kids out there playing quick pass football. All the kids that couldn't get on the football team, So we were just doing it for fun because we wanted to do it.
we kind of
The regular team players would then look at that as kind of like a challenge. They'd come over and try to fuck with us. And most of the bullies were on the football team. So you see how I worked it out. It was like, hold up a second. I'm going to take all these little shrimps and I'm going to whoop your ass and I'm going to make you feel bad. And then when you come after me in the lockers or on, whatnot, and, just because you're mad, you're going to find out, dude, dynamite comes in small packages, motherfucker.
and neighborhood football, I was the quickest little bastard. I don't know what smoking that didn't catch up with me at the time when I was about 15, 16, 14, whatever. Motherfuckers, there was only one long-legged motherfucker could catch me. He was like 6'4". That motherfucker, you couldn't tackle him. There'd be like three of us holding on his legs and he dragging us across the goddamn line. But he's the only motherfucker to catch me. But he didn't play no sports. We played basketball at the local school, and but we told sports, yeah, go fuck yourself. Fuck you and your little shit. But
if you're doing your elitist freaking competition bullshit, I don't need to compete to prove myself. If I need to compete with you, then that means that you've already lost.
We would have a neighborhood basketball game at the local fucking school, whatever. All of us like hippie fucking people doing drugs or whatever against any of these athlete fuckers. And they couldn't handle it. I mean, we had too many fucking spin moves fucking on basketball. We do this, we knew the passes. These fuckers, without their coach telling them what to do, they was sorry ass pieces of shit.
That actually is exactly what got me my nickname in high school when I was on the varsity basketball team. And that was Splinter Cell. And this is because our coach, he used to do all that. He liked playing video games. He liked reading all them books, right? Well, he would come up with nicknames for us by how we played, because that's how he did it. He didn't want us to try and follow a regime. He wanted us to just play the sport. And the trippiest part of it was we got good, man.
my dad he coached Little League, basketball, T-ball. Ever since I was a kid, like I said, I got three older brothers, blah, blah, blah. I got to follow in their footsteps. And I'm playing T-ball. I didn't enjoy it at all. I was into fucking Star Wars. I'll sit out there with my fucking Star Wars figures out in the outfield because I wasn't into it. I go blah blah blah. Yeah. It's like ain't no one no ball to me. But
I wanted to point out at you. What got me that particular nickname was the same way that you'd play on the streets, like instead of like when you would play 1-on-1 or every man for himself, jungle ball, how you'd come in and just steal the ball from somebody when they're not looking.
Yeah.
I incorporated that into my scheme of how to play, and I was the dude that they sent in as the point forward safety. So what I would do is I would go in, I'd sit in the background and let all the all-stars play, and the moment that somebody tried to snag the ball from them, I'd come in and snag the ball back and pass it over. It was because I was the guy nobody looked at.
Yeah, the underdog. Like I said, you're not expected to do anything. Like I said, my dad used to take me out after when I was like 14, 15. When you still fucking can run around, he had a softball team, and he would sit there and he was a pitcher, and he would pitch to his all star hitters and blah blah. Supposed to knock over the fence and whatever, and knock it out in the outfield. And I was playing. I think I told him I said I'll play right field, and I would play all three spots in the right field. And I said I'll stay in the middle, and then plus I'll come in and pull part of another thing. And he's like, you can't do that. Dad's just like, and I'm hungover. I've been drinking fucking whiskey the whole goddamn night. And he's like, come on, I need to get these guys to hit some balls. So I need to teach them. We got a game coming up. And I was burning them on the outfield going, but I couldn't throw the ball. I only weighed 120 pounds, so I couldn't throw the ball to third base or second base. So I could throw it as far as I could, but I was burning them on the outfield all the time. It's like, so what? And I'm hungover, and it's fucking midday sun coming down, 14 years old. You don't give a fuck. He's like, how do you do that? Won't you play? I was like, I weigh 120 pounds. I can't throw the fucking ball that goddamn far anyway. My arms the size of a fucking noodle. But I can outrun these motherfucking balls, and I can guess where they're going to hit it. I call it before when they get ready to call where they're going to hit. I'm already sitting there waiting on it. And
That's one of the cool things that I had from playing football back in middle school was that I did have an arm from that. So when it came around to high school baseball, because I was on all three teams. I was on the football team, I was on the baseball team, and the basketball team in high school. So when I played baseball, I played left field, far left field. And they had me out there because I could throw a softball from far left field all the way to home base before the guy could get around all the bases. So because that's your home run or grand slam sort of thing.
I could throw one in a row about 50 foot.
You'd have made a great pitcher.
Well, that's what my dad done. He was a pitcher. I mean, he was great at softball. Like I said, the fast pitch. He done it forever. And shit. But I said I could see how their stance was. Like I said, I was in the baseball since I was fucking. My dad, like I said, he coached 3 older brothers and every fucking family member around and every kid around the whole damn neighborhood. He taught them. So I knew what the stance was and what they was going to hit. And I was like, okay, and I'll just stand here. And then Dad's like, how do you know what he's going to do? I was like, well, you can see by his stance. He's like, what do you mean? I said, I know what pitch he's going to throw, what the way you stance was. So I said he couldn't hit this one over the fence, so he wasn't going long. He's going short, and he was going. That's why I called where I was stand at, and I could run fucking 60 foot either way and still catch his ball, and they get mad because I caught it. And so you just ask automatic out, and he's like, that's bullshit. And then people hitting it. That's bullshit. That's your good players? This is what you want to work on? I said, hell, they got combines.
That's precisely why I was good out there in the far left field, was because, it wasn't often, but they had one hitter on this one team that beat the school that I was at every year until I came on the team. And he would always hit it as just a direct a line grand slam right down left field foul ball line, and would hit it just on the inside. And so the people that were playing, they wouldn't sit there. I was always sitting there, and I'd just be like,
yeah, they all got
the way back in.
It's like any other game. They all got their tail signs. What they want to do.
It's like everything. Everybody has their moves. You can predict them. You just have to know how to read them.
He started lobbing them as hard as he could down that left field line when I started playing. So I'd start playing the line whenever he'd come up to bat.
The ground or
And
just
then
straight?
one time he put that ball all the way out there, and I mean all the fucking way out there. It was in the parking lot. It came down and it smashed one of the superintendent's cars, their private car.
Whoops.
You can bet I was just sitting there like, no, well, time for a new ball.
Yeah, they used
right through their windshield, man. And I mean, put a hole this big around in their windshield, just poof.
this. It was they played at a FOP lodge, a Federal Order of Police, and the softball field was behind their building, and so all the parking lot is FOP lodge parking and all this shit. So every once in a while, they was like if they was having like FOP lodge meeting or something like that, they would crack them left hand fucking foul balls the way out there in the parking lot, hitting their cars. So everybody knew to keep your car apart and wait. If you're playing softball, you kept them up there way away from where the ball is going to hit because they'll crack them out there if the FOP lodge and the Federal Order of Police would be parked up there and having their little meeting. They would try to make them land in their windows. That was crazy about that shit. And no one said nothing. I guess insurance is insurance. But just the fun of fucking knocking some cop windows out.
Hey, it happens, man. I've seen so much shit in my life, man. Did you ever get the chance to see some of my older videos? I got this one video where I had a
There we go.
I found this little piece of porcelain from a spark plug.
What's up,
And
Friga'S?
One of my windows had been spider webbed from the outside on the outside of the fence.
Yeah, you take some porcelain from the spark plug and shatter it.
Rubber band, porcelain from a spark plug, right through the fence.
Point
That's
then.
what happened.
Yep,
Yeah,
I didn't believe it at first. I didn't believe it at first, but back in the '80s, a buddy of mine said he grew up in a junkyard. He said, "You want to know how to knock a window out?" He said, "You take a spark plug, you tap that little white off of there." He said, "You wet that damn thing, and you sling it." I said, "No." Here we go.
Yeah. You don't even have to wet it down. All you have to do is just, like I said, you take a rubber band, one of them thick band rubber bands, put it between your fingers, put that piece of whatnot in there, and just you could do it right through a freaking a chain link fence, because that's what they did to my truck. Just
Yeah.
doink, and went right through it.
What is it white? What is the white made out of? Out of a
Porcelain.
huh?
Porcelain. That is
Porcelain.
porcelain.
Porcelain has a micro contact point that when it hits glass, explodes it. It's because of its micro definition in its material that creates that impact point. Because the point of breaking glass is, yeah, you could punch a window all day long. You could. But it's that pinpoint hit that reacts with the liquid form of glass that explodes it.
That's a trip. He said, yeah, he said, my stepdad run a junkyard, and that's what we done as fun as kids was running around fucking throwing spark plug whites at the cars that kept at the junkyard. And I'm going, nah.
What it is it's the release of energy along that specific microscopic touch point between the porcelain and the glass.
Yep.
Because the rest of it doesn't even matter. Like, you could throw, just if you got the whole round of the porcelain off of the spark plug without breaking it, you could still throw it at the glass and it would do it, because of one thing. It's the fact that the contact points between the glass and the porcelain releases the energy between the porcelain and the glass instantaneously.
Yep.
Glass is a very good insulator, but against porcelain, it's nothing.
Why did building out of the science guy teaches this?
Well, the thing is, I found the smallest microscopic piece of porcelain near the back of my truck, and I was like, "Oh no, that actually looks at. Wait a minute, that looks exactly like porcelain. Hold up, no, that came off of a spark plug.
Yep.
Yep,
Piece.
yep, that's
Take-
spark plug spider webbing. Yep, okay.
It's intentional. I mean, they done it on purpose. There you go.
Somebody didn't like the fact that I was doing what I was doing down in Blythe, and they came by and
Well,
they did the little trick that I grew up doing as a kid.
you pissed off the wrong woman that had a dad that knew what he was doing.
That, or I pissed off a cartel member, because they do that shit down there too. They'll pop your window through the fucking thing as a kind of a warning. Then they basically what it means is, we're gonna air you out. Like if they see you again, they'll shoot you. That's what that means. A lot of people down there don't realize it. I only realize it because I had face-to-face contact with certain individuals down there, intelligence gathering, shit like that.
Yeah. Well, intelligence gathering is everything. That's your phone.
Yeah. Well, it's your phone. That's your face-to-face talks.
Oh yeah.
That's everything.
I'm pretty sure there's like a 1,000 fucking videos of dick pics out there. For me talking to somebody on fucking Messenger somewhere. Motherfuckers.
Oh, I know. That's for everybody. It goes for everybody.
I mean, yeah. I mean, and it's like, well, data store. We only store. Bullshit. You got fucking stored shit everywhere, especially if they're using crystals. And they think everybody's stupid, but in the mind fucking ruins. Why the fuck you think that place is full of goddamn crystals? Crystals always been known as memory. I mean, that's what even the hippies and everybody before then and everybody before then, crystals hold knowledge. They basically can talk to you if you know how the technology to work.
Crystals
So,
work.
I mean, and in our crystal technology, it's like when I was younger, I think it was in the 80s, and we all had these battery fucking calculator phones, but people had these quartz crystal watches, but they don't have no battery.
Yeah. And all it is it's being wound up and then piezoelectricity. Every now and then, what'll happen is the little thing, a little hammer will hit the piezoelectrical thing, and that's what actually causes the second hand to move.
Why?
The second hand moving is what causes everything else to move.
And this technology is thousands of years old or a million years old. Who knows? But why are we running fucking batteries when we got quartz crystal?
Well, because the simple.
You could take it. You take a quartz crystal car, okay, and say fuck the test, fuck his battery, fuck that. All right, take the two front wheels, you put the motors on them, you put an alternator on the back wheels, okay, and you put a battery in the middle, and you put the quartz in whatever.
Well,
okay,
because this is the problem with the piezo. This is the problem with the piezo source. It can only make a low amperage discharge. It can't charge a battery. It can make an arc, okay, and that arc is very useful because that arc lets off enough energy to be able to move a perfectly tuned second hand in a clock. However, when utilizing piezoelectricity to do anything else, all you can really do is move plasma. I see what you're thinking, but it's not It's
How
not.
in the hell are they building? How in the hell are they melting rocks with it? If, like I said, we can't build half the shit that they even thought about fucking building. I mean,
Well,
these
can.
are like, where someone took some clay. Now, that's what I think. A lot of these fucking things where all these shit are like close together and close together. I think it's clay. It's just like a
Well,
oh, so many
dolomite.
that's what it is.
Dolomite is what they say it is. Dolomite and laprium, which are both types of limestone, very rich in limestone
Well, I mean,
conglomerate.
everything turns into a different material. Clay
Right.
turns into a different material.
Well,
It's
dolomite. Look, dolomite is actually what could be considered to be the most
so
ancient form of concrete.
Dolomite, yeah.
yeah, yeah. I
And
mean, but clay is clay. Okay,
yeah,
you take clay and you built it so many fucking generations ago, and you can make it shape right beside. Yeah, they was just making it hard enough, and they plop it down like you're doing a clay project in fucking middle or an elementary school. Okay, it's
yeah,
gonna down on the next piece of clay, and it's gonna sit there and it's gonna form around it. Okay, if it's already been sitting there because you only go to in elementary school you only went to art class once a week. So the next piece of clay that you throw down on her is going to fucking plop down and form to that piece of clay. That's what I'm saying. I don't think this shit is like where they're melting stone and they knew how to do
yeah.
this. No, I'm thinking that is clay that is just turned to a different material over fucking thousands and thousands or millions of years.
And don't forget the vitrification of the stone through the plasma relation that comes from our star, because that is going to happen. I don't know if people know this. You can see this on a couple of different places around the world, like for instance, Gobekli Tepe, the Sun City.
Yeah,
All
all that.
right. The,
I mean,
what is
back
the,
look,
hold on a second. Hold on a second, because I'm not finished. The portion that faces the sun most predominantly in the daytime has vitrification. Now, anybody knows what vitrification is? That's when you take stone and you turn it to glass through heating it so hot that it
look,
instantaneously, right along the outside layer of it, turns to glass.
okay, when we dropped the atomic bomb, when we dropped the atomic bomb in Nevada, and why in the hell would anybody go to fucking Vegas or any place around there? Because you're in a chemical warfare. It's like going into Chernobyl. It's like going into fucking Fukushima. I mean, you don't
Well,
do that. You know how long that fucking shit lasts. Man,
White
that's
Sands Missile Range, if you know where to look in White Sands Missile Range, the
yeah.
Trinity crater still glows to this day. It glows green all night long.
Tritium.
Oppenheimer.
It's just
No,
looking at
no, do not do this.
the soul.
Fucking
No,
said, said no.
I'm not saying go to the actual ground zero. I'm saying from a distance you can see the glow through like a telescopic sight or something.
No, I don't want to have nothing to do with this. Einstein and fucking his little midget friend. His midget friend was the only one who was smart enough to do it. Einstein was a fucking idiot in my eyes. He really was. He might have knew a little math and he was a fucking Jew, but he did not know what that little midget did. That little short guy was the biggest physicist ever fucking ever made. Huh?
Enrico Fermi was actually his predecessor, his teacher, and his mentor. Believe it or not, and Einstein they weren't so much friends as mentor and student. Einstein was a student. Enrico Fermi was the guy who came up with all of that. Einstein
Yeah.
just came up with the idea that all
I
things
listen.
are relative.
Y'all listen to Dark Journalist? Do you know who Dark Journalist is?
No.
Not necessarily.
I've heard.
You got to listen to Dark Journalist. He fucking breaks it down from fucking everywhere from the JFK assassinations to fucking Trump to fucking everything. Yeah, just Google Dark Journalist on YouTube. I mean, this motherfucker will keep you amused forever. And it's called an X Factor. Basically, everything has an X. And now he's saying, look, now this fucking goddamn, he calls Elon Musk. He wants to make a new Twitter thing an X. He's saying, why is it Elon Musk got the biggest fucking thing he bought, blah, 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 Twitter. Why is he turning into X? But you got to know what the X factor means. And he breaks down I mean, he tells you who in the fuck shot JFK. He shows you the breakdown of the CIA all the way back to Civil War shit and secret societies. He fucking breaks. So y'all never heard of X Files? I'm not. It's not the X Files, but Dark Journalist. I call it X
I haven't heard of them, but there again, you got to understand. I've watched all the other dark channels, dark,
Now,
dark sky, dark, this, that, the other. It just
you remember the guy from Facebook that was breaking out all the pharmaceutical shit back in 2019? He was on Facebook and pretty much on YouTube. They shut him down. The farmer, what was his name? Something farmer. Prepared farmer. Shit, what? But he was breaking down about the cycles of the sun and all this, and then what all the chemicals that they was putting out there. And basically, this guy just takes a little bit step. Basically, he calls out all the politicians and fucking all kinds of shit on this.
You ever heard of suspicious observers?
Yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah, but Dark Journalist takes it. He takes it a step farther, and he goes back in time and back in time, and what he keeps finding out there's some kind of X symbol. He's like in the Masons and some of the different there were some fuckers that conquered fucking Jews back in the day, Templars. They had the X cross, like I said. He calls this the X file, just like Mulder and Scully from the X Files. Basically, he's breaking it all down. He shows, I mean, just listen to this pop into any of his broadcasts, and you're going, what? At first, it's gonna make you puzzle because you never heard what he's talking about, but he puts everything into this leads into this leads into this leads into this. So basically, it's pretty fucking wild.
Funniest thing is, yours truly actually did belong to a secret society one time. I'll give you 3 guesses, and I'll bet you won't figure it out. And it's not the Masons.
Yeah.
It's your only hint. It's not the Masons.
Well, the guy didn't like me. He was the guy I worked for. He didn't like me because I wasn't. I was in. He was in a redneck town. So basically, you couldn't have been black, you couldn't have been Jew, and you couldn't have been this, and you couldn't have been that. I said, hell, I'm a mutt. I don't know what the fuck y'all me. He said, well, you're not welcome. I said, hell, I got Native American, fucking Irish, Scottish, German. Could have been this, could have been that. He's like, well, you're not welcome. It's like, damn.
Hey, you know how many places I've been told you're not welcome, and other places I've been told, come on in, brother. Not because of this, that, or the other, just because of the way that I carry myself. It does come down to how you carry yourself. You know, if you walk into a place and you look like you got a wild hair up your ass, and someone's gonna try and challenge you. But if you walk in, you got
I've
nothing
been
but courtesy for everybody. Then I tell you what's gonna happen. People are gonna ask you nicely first, and then they might tell you later.
Yeah.
I'll put it this way: I went in to go get leather for. I'm gonna be making a holster for my pistol, a proper holster that can actually hold it. And going in to get that leather, I walked in. This feller says, "We don't allow those in here." I was like, "Oh, that's okay. I wanted you to be able to measure it, see that what the length of the barrel is, so that you know what kind of leather to get me, and then I'll go and put it back in my truck. I don't mind." That little bit of courtesy, the rest of the entire day went so nice and smooth with them.
Less than
And
Amish.
I
Or
wouldn't be surprised.
like a trust. You gotta learn what you're doing with.
Yeah. Oh, it's just a matter of wasn't looking for trouble, wasn't looking to try start anything. He said, "Well, we don't allow them to be in here loaded." I said, "Okay, I'll put it back in my truck, no problem."
He
Okay,
should
no fuss, no fuss, no muss. I
know.
understand, it's middle of a Democrat held city, everybody's scared. Fine. But hey, I carry that specifically because it's the middle of a freaking Democrat held city.
Like that. I don't give a fuck if he's Democrat or Republican. I still don't fucking trust neither one of them because I'm 52 years old, and from what I seen when I was old enough to vote, it's a scam.
Hey, I don't vote. I don't vote Democrat. I don't vote Republican. I haven't even voted independent for
I
many,
don't.
almost a decade because
I
it
told him
doesn't work anyway. It doesn't matter. But I look at it this way: I am an American, and I will carry. Now, if that's all right, that it's in my
vote.
truck. I can run. I can fight my way to my truck one way or another.
I
It's
registered
just
to vote. I never voted. Fuck these motherfuckers. I told my dad. He said, "You have no say so. You ain't never voted." I said, "I registered to vote." I said, "I have not found anybody worth voting for. So why should I have to waste my time to go down there and vote for somebody that I have no confidence?" And he's like,
no.
"Well, well,
I
well, well."
voted.
Voting for the lesser of two evils. There's no fact. Evil is evil, no matter what you put it on.
Right.
I could vote for Elvis. If
So
I would have voted for Elvis,
I voted one time when I was young and I was gullible. But what I did were I went and I made my vote in order to make it so that I could get my foot in the door. Then went and I acted as an observer during the next vote in order to be able to prove to myself that what was being said was actually the case. Then I went and I said, "All right, my vote is in dissonance because I do not consent to this government or any government that falls through these particular machines because I have seen what happened."
then with that machine, you ended up voting Democrat.
I didn't vote a damn thing. So you know what?
Matter. If you put your name down there, then you
No,
automatically.
no.
I
Here's the
my
thing,
dad,
though.
if I ever find, I told my dad, I
You're
said,
missing something, Cody. You missing something, brother. And it's this one thing. All right. It's that I started with my vote at 18. I'm 35 now. I started with my vote at 18. Then I went to the observation at the age of 20.
"Oh yeah,
And after that, I have all the proof I need to stand back and say, never again. I will not vote as long as those fucking machines are involved.
I seen it. I seen it back in the Reagan days. I seen it back in the Carter days. I watched my dad. He's a full fledged Democrat. He will die blood for that shit." I said, And I looked at them at certain times. And I said, these motherfuckers are crooked. I said, I'm watching this shit news. And then it was flash when Reagan got elected. I go, wait a minute. He was down like fucking 30 votes. Or, 30, 300,000 or what, 30. It was way up there. And I waited until like 11:30 at night, waiting for this shit to come on. He's already asleep. And this motherfucking Reagan won. I'm going, no, 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 no. I'm sitting there watching this chart.
And you watch my stream or my videos around Biden's, dude, you'd be surprised. I literally sat there the whole time. I told people before it happened, I says it's going to be corrupt. Watch. I'm not lying to you. It's going to be corrupt. Watch.
Another vote.
And then the vote flipped. I didn't even go and vote, mind you. But the vote flipped, and everybody turned around and said, "Oh my God, it's corrupt!" And I'm like, "What did I say?
It's
What did I say?"
When Reagan was not, he wasn't even supposed to be the nominee. It's something he knew. Reagan knew something. And so he wasn't even supposed to be president. And when he got older and wanted to start speaking out and he wanted to say, look, talk to the fucking Russians. Yeah, what happened to him? They tried to clip his ass. Then he went senile and his fucking wife ran the fucking country. It's like fucking land of confusion.
Always put those in charge that they can control. And that's the truth. I don't care if 400,000 people, you know what? The whole population of one United States or the planet votes for one person. Somehow, the person they want to win will win. It's just, it's sad to say. I'm sorry, it is. And I hate to say it in this forum, but it's fact. You could find the most perfect, most human, most environmentally, most family-oriented person in the world. He could literally be, I think the human population is 394 billion point blah, 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 blah. He could have all those votes, and yet somehow, dude over here would win by one vote.
Yeah. Well, who was it? Who back in the 80s, who made a song, Land of Confusion? It was a spiff on the, and, huh?
Phil Collins?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that was the greatest. I mean, I can't believe they didn't shoot him.
Right?
Hey,
You want to speak out and do it through music.
Yeah. There was no direct
well, how many Tim McDonald's do we have?
McDonald's. Yeah.
Did anybody hear that new one? I ain't heard it. He said it's coming out with it like Wednesday or Thursday. He said I seen something on YouTube. It popped up. Did anybody see it?
I saw it.
No, I don't think I have.
I kind of liked it. I was listening to it on my way down into town today. So, I was kind of distracted. I got to go back and listen to it again. But yeah.
Yeah, all his videos you got to watch and over and over. You got to catch a little certain little players here and there.
That's how I got in tune with the system, because you know how many times I had to listen to the system before I actually figured out what he was talking about.
Yeah, well, I mean mine was hippie music to anywhere from Palmer to fucking Pink Floyd to fucking whatever I was listening to, and then the radio station he was listening to, I was listening to it, but I found different music than he did, but I carried on what my dad was listening to at the time, and like I said, and I'm going, what the fuck happened to you? What changed you? You had this same thought process as I do, that the world's fucked, but you go to work fucking 7 days a week, leave 3 kids at home, no mother, fucking, and then we're latchkey kids, and blah blah blah. What happened to raising your kids and the whole shit? And then I go, oh, you just a fucking sellout. That's what I call him. He's like, well, I tried. Your mother wasn't here. I
That's
said,
the excuse.
well, you didn't try hard enough.
My
Well,
dad used to tell me. My dad used to tell me, well, your mom is the one who left. I'd said, well, you know what? Excuses are like asses. Everybody's got one and they stink.
yeah, yeah. My dad took care of my older brother that wasn't his. Was like 2 years older than my older brother. He was 4 years older than me, so he was 6 years older than me. And the mother ran off. His father didn't want him. His family member didn't want him. Dad took care of him, and to this day, that guy still calls him an asshole because our mother ran off, and he had to raise us, and he had to get disciplined like the rest of us. If four or three of his sons got an ass whooping, he got an ass whooping too, and he didn't like that.
I appreciate every stern finger in my face. Every boy, I will slap the piss out you coming from my grandma. And every single time my dad put his foot up my ass. I swear, I appreciate every bit of it.
Oh yeah, if I got an ass whooping, we deserved it. And it's one of four brothers. We never would snitch on each other, so we all got it. One for all. Like, well, who fucked this up? We're all just fucking arms.
I was the oldest, so I was always the one standing forward, like, no, it was me. No, it was me. No, it was me.
Well, I mean, like I said, if one of us done it, we all did it. Like I said, yeah, I had a part in that. And I was running to the house.
He didn't care if he didn't care if you were the one that was fessing up. Everybody got their ass kicked. It was just a matter of you had the balls to stand up and actually say, yeah, I did it. Yeah. Okay.
It was a little.
You got some balls, kid. I can respect that. That means that your ass whooping's going to be in a respectable manner. Everybody else, you're up shit's creek. Your parents are going to find out.
So the best thing I liked about my dad's mother, she's old school, straight out of the hills of Kentucky, and right out of the valleys. What she would do is, I'm going to give you a minute to go pick a switch, and it better be the right switch. And if you come back with something I can't whoop you with, then you're going to get whooped with that, and then you're going to come back with the good one. So I always contemplated. That's what I always figured it out what it was. When I at a young age, like 6, I contemplated it's that thinking game. The longer I stay out here thinking about and then come back and tell her what I done wrong, I'm not going to get hit as bad. Yeah, I understand what I done wrong. I done that psychology shit. Yeah, I know what I done wrong, but here's a good switch. And she's like, okay, and she smacked me a few times and don't do it again.
My grandma only ever once said, boy, go get me a switch. And I tell you what, I walked out with my head hung so low. I was just feeling so bad. And I started picking an Apple switch because I thought that, if she breaks it on my ass, she's gonna hit me less. She turns around and walks outside and she says, no, boy, over there, the choke cherry tree.
See, my dumb ass, there was like 3 houses down from our grandmother's house, there was an alley. And right in the middle of the alley was one of the willow trees. So I'll go snip one of them off there. You know what them little whip things are. Yeah. You can run so far, but you can hit somebody with one of them whipping willows. Oh yeah. She used to have fun with me at first. And I never got that whipping willow again. A weeping willow. I call it a whipping willow. Shit. She's like, yeah, you think you getting at the bottom of the steps? Then she attacked my ass or my back. But yeah, my grandmother always, it was that thinking game. She'd say, "What'd you do?" I didn't do nothing. What'd you do? And that's what I'm saying. She may do that thinking game.
My grandma, that's why she only ever switched me one time. But she walked outside behind me and just stood at the doorway. When I said I walked out there to grab that apple tree, she actually went and she said, "No, boy, the chokecherry bush." And I looked at that chokecherry bush and I about shit myself because there was thorns on that chokecherry bush this all damn long.
Oh, come on, she's probably wouldn't know if you was smart enough to fucking snap them off before you got there.
Uh, well,
Should.
what I did was
No,
is
mother going to hit
I took that thing, I cut it off, and I actually asked her. I turned around and asked. I said, "With the thorns or without?" She said, "Without." Boy, what are you, stupid?
you.
So
Yeah.
I went and I broke off all the thorns. But you got to remember, I was at this point in time. You got to remember, I was already cowed
Yeah,
by
I
this woman. This woman was
my grandmother was country. She made you think. I mean, like I said, there's three houses down, then up an alley halfway. You had time to think about what the hell you done, and you better have the right answer when you come back. Either it's getting grounded and not having no games, not seeing no friends around the neighborhood, or getting that switch. Now I would take the switch. I mean, I always took the switch. And
my
then when I
grandma.
went,
My grandma caught me that time. All right, that was the difference. She never switched me otherwise. She caught me that time. I was doing something real stupid, like right. I had a gun out.
you just playing with
Without
the
supervision. At the time, I was a very young man, so I could try to tell you, yeah, that's a big no-no. Well, she caught me with it, and she switched my ass, and I deserved that ass whooping. I tell you, because at the time I was not proficient enough.
I started getting whippings from my grandmother at 10 and dad at 13 because I had to stand up to him and take the belt. When he swung it, I grabbed it, told him I was going to fucking kick him in his nuts, and he didn't know what to say. But my grandmother, once I understood what she was trying to say, she didn't whip me no more. She just like you comprehend.
My grandmother did. I gave her the biggest, strongest switch I could find. She's like, okay. After that, never did it again. Now my mom, she'd throw a coffee cup at my ass.
My mom used to be under the. You could hide under the table. My mom was still swatting at me, and I had with her.
My mom never raised a hand to me, not one time.
Nope.
But I can't say this about the woman. You could even see it. You probably see it right through the freaking the camera if I had it pointed at her. She look at you with just that one kind of a look, like she's got that
You're
Italian stare.
fucked up.
You know what I'm saying?
You what? You fucked up. See, I didn't.
Yeah,
I
like,
didn't.
you done fucked up so bad. She's not talking. She's just looking at you like a predator.
Mm-hmm. Like a hand going, yeah, that's going to go around the corner, there's down the wall, everything else. Nope, not dealing with it.
I didn't have that. See, she dealt with my three older brothers. They moved out with my mother, and I stayed with my dad. So I had my grandmother and my dad. So when my mom tried to come back around, I told her, So, and they said, my older brother said, you won't hit him because you ain't seen him in years. I was like, what's that to do with anything? So I don't think my dad was the fucking violent person. I think it was my fucking mother. She would chase me around the kitchen table with a broom. If he ain't get swatted with a broom or or swat, and then she gets you with that little strangle part before you use the plastic on the fly swat. Oh, that fucking hurts. You mean
I caught this end one time.
oh
Yeah.
the backside? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, if you ain't got one of them on the back of your shoulder, oh hell, you ain't living.
I got
Dude, I mean, look, if it was the middle of summer, yeah, you got tattooed on that because you're all red, and then it's a big white mark. They go, see, yeah, your mother caught you, didn't she?
then you come around the corner. Whack! It's like, oh, yep, nope. They know.
No. My dad was a disciplinarian in the house, and if you fucked up, you heard your whole name, all of it got spelt out, like for the neighborhood. And I'm telling, when I says the neighborhood, I mean the other side of Ogden, fucking Utah, heard my name.
Woman thing. That's a woman thing. My dad would just roll up on my houses I was frequent, and he would just, hey, your dad's out there. Oh, fuck him. I'll be all high and fucking drunk or whatever. Oh, he'll go away. I ain't here. Y'all just hang on the front yard, and if he don't see me, he'll move on. Shit, my mother was she was the beast. Like I said, when she hit me with the broom a few times, when I ain't seen her in like 5 years, she tried to come back to my life, and she tried to chase me around a fucking kitchen table, swatting at me because I cussed. I said, "Bitch, you wasn't here in my life." She's like, "Why? Wow, how can you say that?" I was like, "Bitch, you ran off with a motherfucking my little brother's fucking daddy. You ain't been now. You come back, fuck you."
I could understand your spline. I'm just saying,
I told her
I never had that particular situation. Now, Will says this.
the day my mother died, she understood my plight. It's like, no, hell no. You don't try to stuck up. You don't try to do this. You don't try to do that. Whatever. I said, I got 5 brothers. I said, you don't do that shit. Shit. Just because I didn't fall for your bullshit. I was the youngest. She left me and her older son and 2 other ones and ran off with the littlest one she had. I said, and the more I was at 5 years old, I looked at myself. I said, what kind of mother does that? I said, fuck.
Yeah, that is a little bit different. I mean, like I said, yeah, that's pretty fucked up side of it. I never understood. I couldn't
Everybody has different things. And when I tell people, I was like, no, all 5-year-olds run off with their mothers. I said, motherfuckers, you wasn't left when you woke up in the middle of the morning and try to go get some breakfast and your dad's already off of work and you're sitting in the kitchen looking for breakfast and there's no one around. You go, what? And the only number you got is whatever's written on a goddamn little piece of pad, and you do that zero turn all the way around, from the 70s, and call your grandmother and say, there's no one here. Shit. You have no love for no fucking people that do people like that.
No, I
She
wouldn't either.
did, ran off with it, and left her oldest son, that wasn't my dad's. He raised him another 3 or 4 years. Shit. She said, he's a hateful motherfucker. I said, yeah, well, you left him with your oldest son, and I was going. But he
Yeah.
treated us well. We had jeans, we had clothes, we had toys, we had a house, we had electricity, we had food.
See, the way you're describing your dad,
Oh yeah,
imagine for a second, like it on flip side, but just with like really nice, except for when you fuck up, she's just got a way of making your asshole pucker. All right. Because you know you done wrong, but you're not gonna get an ass whooping. You just know you done wrong, and that would be the
Shit.
way that my mom is.
hell no. I mean, I think I finally talked to my mother when I was like 12
I
or
want
10.
to say this though. My dad, on the flip side, I lived with my dad for a while. He
He's
was an asshole from the word go, but he was a great
my dad
dude.
was an asshole. Yeah, I mean, my dad was full fledged. Like I said, he taught baseball, softball, fucking basketball. Like I said, he was disciplined, disciplined, disciplined. Everything in the house was still disciplined, disciplined at the same thing. I mean, I learned how to cut grass when I was 5. I mean, fuck. You pushing a fucking old lawn, boy. I mean, you done your work. And then when you get off work, or school, you fucking vacuum. You done your dishes. You done. I learned a lot.
Yeah, chores is necessary. That's what I had to, yeah, growing up. That was every day.
Yeah, he worked. He
And my
worked.
dad did.
He worked 10, 12 hour days, 7 days a week. But his house was paid off before he was 40. Uh, his 401k got to fucking almost $1 million. Us kids did not have anything to eat because he put everything in that. So we lived on generic ass TV dinners or some bag that you soak in water and it's supposed to be a meal.
They call them ramen noodles.
No, it was before that. There was like a little thin package of like 10 cents. It was like
The soup broth
like
package. I know.
no, it was like 3 slices of turkey and it had gravy in it, or
Yeah.
like ham. It was only like 10 cents. It's like you could take it out of the cardboard package and you drop it in boiling water, and then you could like put it on your sandwich or put it on a bread on a plate, and you would have like the gravy. It had gravy in it. It's like 10 cents back.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, but I ain't never seen them since then. I guess I mean it was like thin. It was like the thinnest slice of ham you could ever imagine, or turkey, or whatever they was making. It was so thin that it was like paper. You almost see through it, but it had like a gravy with it. So the bread always, so you double your bread up, so you just pour it on it. But
Hey,
you could,
don't get me wrong. My dad used to make what he called flat meat sandwiches. Basically, it's the lunch meat and mayonnaise on bread, and that's it.
oh
And
yeah,
you got lucky if you got the mayonnaise.
ham sandwich. I just ate a ham sandwich. I mean, it was a piece of ham, some mayonnaise on each bread, and I threw a piece of cheese on it. It was good. But usually I've been cutting. I got some early girl tomatoes and some beef steak, and I got my cucumbers are getting really thin, so I've been cutting tomatoes like 16th inch of thick, and I've spread it out on a sandwich. Then I put the cucumbers a little bit thicker than that. If you ain't never had a cucumber on a sandwich, it's like Subway, like you get a cucumber sandwich.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
that's why I get the works when I go to Subway.
yeah. I said the only thing I'm missing is some banana peppers.
Mm. Good old banana pepper. We used to have a sub place called what was it? Blimpie's Sub. They used to
Yeah,
have a
Blimpie.
sweet. Oh, oh my God, that thing! You had the spice, but you had a sweetness with it. It just, oh, it was so good.
Blimpies is in my
And
opinion,
they didn't care.
Blimpies was better than freaking
Man,
Subway.
oh, my Subways are horrible. They're horrible.
Well, every restaurant's was horrible. They can't keep nobody.
Yeah. I went there the other day because I have one closed, and I go in there and I wanted the foot long steak, the Philly steak with the onion, the green pepper, and I like bacon, lettuce, tomato. I load that sucker up, and I'm watching this lady just like spoon fill and I'm looking at her going, "That I'm not paying for a half-ass sandwich. I'm paying for the biggest sub you have because I need it." Well, this is what
More,
we're
more,
really.
please.
Yeah.
More.
Yeah,
She eventually got.
you remember the 20-foot long blimp? The
Yeah.
yeah, we got that one time, dude, and that 20-foot long blimp lasted us for a month.
Yeah, my old lady, she come home, she got out of work like at, I think it's like 1:30 or 12 or something, 1 o'clock in the morning, and the only place that was open was the Subway, and she and she put up to the drive-through, and it's like it's the only thing that was pretty much the drive-through on the side of the building, and she seen two women out there out in the parking lot, just mingling or what. She thought they was on smoke break. Yeah, they was on smoke break. So when they come in there, cause they going, oh, someone's here. So they walk back up to the thing, and she gave them her order. She ordered two different sandwiches. Well, when she got back to the house, they had the same order. Well, and plus two free orders. They were so high. They made their when she told them the order. They stuck it up there, and you can read what it is. They were so high that they made their own orders that they wanted to eat, and they made the sandwiches first, and then they had to give her the sandwiches that she ordered. So we got four sandwiches out of people sat out in the parking lot getting high because she was. I mean, the one that she ordered, when the girl was high. I mean, they was fucking. It had to be 3 inches thick. I was like, damn.
That's why you don't work high.
Well, like I said, I guess no one was coming by. It was 2:30 in the morning. She works at UPS, so she was just not getting off work. And this place probably didn't get much business. He's like, "How about Subway?" I said, "Well, okay." So she ordered it, and I guess he was out in the parking lot with the headphones on, getting high. And then the time they got all the way back in the building to make the sandwiches, they made their own sandwiches, what they wanted. And my old lady looked and said, "This ain't what we ordered." She said, "Oh shit, that's what we ordered when we was." And then my old lady hit her vape pipe, and she hit her vape pipe. I understand. And so they made that she ordered.
Like you go get fast food at this time of night, and everybody's stoned to their gourd, and it's like, let me just get this, and you get the bag, and it's like, yeah, that's like six. Okay, I can live with this.
Yeah, I don't even know what it cost. But like I said, the two girls that was out there getting high in the parking lot, right in front of the drive-thru, was they ordered the sandwiches they wanted to eat. Then they had to make the sandwiches that my old lady made. I was like, damn, that must have been some high shit. I mean, pretty bored. I mean, who's coming by and like I said, well, I'm just gonna go out and get high. Fuck it. Ain't no one here. Ain't no one showing up. Then my old lady shows up, and they're going, "Well, fuck."
Oh, you go to where I'm at this time of night, and you tell them you want an 8-piece chicken nugget. You're getting a whole bag of them. They're just gonna fill that bag up with nuggets and fries and barbecue sauce. Be like, "Have a great night." It's like, oh hell yeah. You spicy chicken, it don't matter. They just fill the bag up. They don't care. I wait for it. It's like, yep, they're all about fucked about now. Let's go to the drive-thru.
Yeah, that's what fucked. I mean, COVID fucked everybody up. Like I said, I mean, everybody. Not everybody works for shit. I mean, that's what fucks everybody up. Like I said, we were second shift. When you get off work at like fucking 10:30, 11 o'clock or whatever, or overtime, you get off work 1. Time you get off work, man, buddy, you got a fucking nasty White Castle. Y'all know what White Castle is?
Yeah, no, not eating there.
Yeah, that's what you got to deal with.
Now, luckily, we got more than that. We don't have any White Castles left around here anymore. White
That's
Castle.
That's one of those few places where you could just kind of sit to yourself and go, "Oh, thank God." If you've ever had a White Castle burger, they just
Wow, they're good.
going like, really? This is what everybody's like. This is what everybody's on about.
No, I mean the only thing that's good about it is the onion and the burger. I mean the onion and the bun. Just a little bit of soggy of soaking up the onion flavor. But the it's not meat. It's like chewing on fucking goddamn a piece of shoe leather from 1870. I don't know.
Well, it depends on when they cooked it, because and who cooked it. Because I got the ones that they tasted like soggy. Like even the meat was soggy.
Yeah, White Castle's not more
soggy. It wasn't all the way cold. It wasn't all the way warm. It was like, dude, did you guys just fucking microwave this shit?
Yeah, they're probably laughing all their way to the fucking bank.
Yeah,
they're laughing on their way to the bank, and I was like, wait, you guys microwave this shit? What the fuck? A Newcastle burger, and you?
I don't even think they have. They might have, but yeah, that's nasty.
Dude, them things is fucking nasty, and dude, I'll put it this way:
it's like eating
one place where I can turn around and says like it's not like what you buy in the stores, and that would be Tommy Burger. If you've ever had a Tommy Burger, like a real Tommy Burger, like the Super Chili Burger or the Tommy's Delight Special or what, the Tommy's Double, dude, amazing. The world's best chili burgers. On top of that, I'll say it this way: they're the only chili burgers out there where you can actually still eat it by hand.
that's a thick ass chili.
That's not chili then. It should be dripping everywhere.
Yeah, no, it does drip everywhere, but it's because the way they package up their
Oh, you just keep it. You gotta just go on.
Yeah, it's in the paper. The way they package up it up in the paper and in the bun, you can actually eat it by hand rather than eating it open on a plate.
You unwrap it while you're eating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a true chili burger, not a burger with chili on a plate.
Pork sandwich.
No, I mean, you actually take a burger, and like I said, if it's or a chili dog, like I said, if you can unwrap it so well or so much, But sure, dogs still suck. Fuck death to all hot dogs. But I take a bratwurst. Mm,
Chili. Hey, make beef hot dog and beef bacon on it with beef chili. Oh, and jalapeno cheddar cheese. That thing was good. I ate six
nope.
of them. I regret it, but I didn't regret it.
Next time you take your grandkids or your kids to the World Fair, you're going to have a Bill Gates Impossible Burger and a possible lamb chop and
Yeah.
a possible smothered onion and pepper bratwurst.
That's so sad. You know, it's like we grew up with funnel cakes, oh my god, carny fries. There's nothing that beats them. And then now you look at it, and it's like, oh great, we're gonna have tumor chicken, Ziploc bag beef. What? Really?
Ziploc. Ziploc.
Well, no. I like the way he said that, because let's be clear, the only kind of meat that there is ground beef looking slurry, and tumor chicken is a good way of putting it as far as like how they grow the freaking the fake chicken. So there you go.
I done seen it. I mean,
It's basically chicken is a tumor can't die. It's an immortal tumor. The tumor will never die, so they keep growing chicken off of it. The beef is made of beef cells, but it's grown in a bag with life support.
they said this. They said this back in 1994. Bill Gates fucking is. I mean, I try to warn people back in the 90s. Bill Gates, this motherfucker created AIDS. And it's like, no.
You know what's funny is it wasn't Bill Gates specifically. He did help to fund it, but it wasn't Bill Gates specifically. You know who it was specifically that actually created the AIDS virus in pursuit of a freaking coronavirus fucking vaccine, so called?
Ouchie! Oh shit! Excuse me.
Who could
That
I'm sorry. It's contagious, man.
Come on now.
smoke off the butt, sneeze, and say things, you know. But it's proven.
Yeah. You know that fella Frauci. That's one of the people that I used to watch on the YouTubes who got taken off of YouTube for some reason.
Refer to him as fachetta, like the fachetta cheese. That the tubes catch it. It's like referring to a certain who is ice cream grandpa. It's kind of the same thing because using their names, they can't do shit about it.
Well, that's why I say it with the fraud in front of it, because it was a big fraud.
I'm not scared. I'm not scared of the fucking Clintons. I'm not scared of the fucking Bidens. I ain't scared of the racist ass fucking piece of shit fucking Rothschilds, the banker institutes, because I know who funded all this bullshit. I'm not scared. What are you going to do? Kill me? Oh, I die, I come back. Oh, I die, I come back. But the more people all wake up and say, these motherfuckers are killing you. Look at this stupid ass video game they get fucking eyeball glued to. These motherfuckers are going, what? What?
Yeah. Here's my big issue with video games. The risk reward matrix is off. It's off kilter because of one thing: the reset button. I want to point something out to people.
I get off.
A video game. It's not like life. You can't sit there and play video games and think you're getting any kind of experience. It's
Respawn.
That's entertainment, man. That's all that video games could ever be seen as ever is fucking entertainment, because you can't look at it as trading. You can't look at it as fucking real world anything, because let me put it this way. Just because you feel like, oh, I didn't make the level, so I need to go back. No, 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 no. Take the time out and think about it. You just fucking died. Well done, Einstein. Now, when you go back to the level beginning, you don't get the same weapons this time. You don't get nothing. You don't get no lives, no nothing, no extra special cheats, no nothing. You got to do it from the ground up. Do it.
You got to get mode.
So that, you feel that kind of, there is no reward for losing. There is no reward for having to hit the reset button. That's the only way you get any kind of training out of it. Because in the real world, not only is there no reset button, but motherfucker, you might just end up doing the stupid shit because you trained wrong.
That's why anytime I ever play a video game, because, I'm 43, I've played a few, I always put it in the hardest setting, because I know if I fucked up, I got to start from the beginning. There's no, give it 5 seconds. Oh, hey, look, I'm right here. No, it doesn't work that way. That's not how nothing works. You don't restart from your last fuck up. You have to start over. You have to learn, improve, and build upon that fuck up and transfer past. If you can't do that, then you're just going to be living in someone's basement for the rest of your life.
Exactly.
Every time I think about this newer generation, I think of Smoking Aces. Have y'all seen that? Smoking Aces?
I think I've seen some of it.
Yeah. Yeah, the mafia hit, and they're on a casino, and there was a old our FBI fucking informant. I was getting ready to die. It needs a new heart, and it was his son was a musician. So what come out on FBI and the CIA hit list was this guy needed this guy's heart because their blood, so he needs this heart to live on. You ain't never seen Smoking Aces?
No, I haven't seen it. It sounds very interesting.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna have to watch it later, but it's just a matter of I may have seen it when I was really young, but you gotta understand, when I was really young, I wasn't into the mafia. I was into
this guy's everything. It's FBI. This guy my everything.
Money and fucking Coyote and
How do
you
I was into things like astrophysics and chemistry, and I was a nerd. What? I was a nerd.
You would like it at the end because I ain't gonna put no spoilers out there, but actually, a smart person has to say today in Smoking Aces. I can't believe you never heard of Smoking Aces.
Seen it.
Then I'm ashamed of myself.
You ain't never Googled?
10, but there's a lot of different shows that I have caught in midlife. It's like, hey, you want to watch this? You know what? Yeah. I don't watch TV now, but I don't even own a TV.
I'm actually talking to you through my only TV, which happens to also be my cell phone.
Mine, my cell phone.
Yeah, I watch my video. I watch my movies on a postage stamp.
Yeah, Smoking Aces is basically it's like between the mafia. It's like a JFK assassination.
I think I saw that. For some reason, it's ringing a bell.
It's a shootout all over the goddamn casino in fucking Reno. Nevada.
I think I saw. It sounds so familiar. It's like right there. It sounds familiar.
Yeah.
You know.
You got a chainsaw. You got you got people shooting up everywhere. You got a fucking 50 cal, fucking blasting people.
Yeah, I think it.
I'm gonna have to watch it. Now,
That sounds.
what I do have to say is, brothers, it's been a grand one. I'm gonna have to hit the side. Thanks for coming by.
Oh heck
Cheers,
yeah, no
cheers.
problem.
I appreciate you.
Have a good
I do have to shut it down now because of the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? It's about 10:30 at night where I'm at, my time. So, and,
Clock here.
huh?
Yeah, it's almost 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. I got walls as paper thin, so
Oh yeah.
I'm pissing off my mama and pissing off my neighbors. And it's one thing about my neighbors, my mama is a whole different story.
Yeah. Got that switch waiting.
Cheers, cheers.
So, anyways, much love, y'all, and I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Have a good night.